Welcome to the typical Skeptic podcast, where we dive deep, you decide. Questioning the matrix, from UFOs, where the shadows are known reside. Rob Khalil busting myths like ghosts in the night. Paranormal pros, secret space ops, yo, we keep it real, no fright. Typical skeptical, seeking, never sleeping on the lies. Aliens, ain't no wacky black ops in disguise. From abductions to ancient scripts, we flip the script wide. TSP style, mile after mile, truth can't hide. Hold up, TSP crew assemble, we dismantle the fable. MILABs targeted souls, breaking out of the stable. Dogman howling, Bigfoot prowling, cryptids in the mist. Mandela the fix, twisting reality, can't resist the twist. Soul trap snapping, reincarnation mapping, holographic dreams. Near-death visions, out-of-body missions, waking up the teams. No censorship here, we fear no elite scheme. Conspiracy kings ringing bells, hear the freedom ring. The skeptical seeking, never sleeping on the lies. Extraterrestrials, interdimensional highs. Welcome to the typical Skeptic podcast, where we dive deep, you decide.
Whoa. Can you believe that, guys? That was like basically like a flawless entry. You know what I mean? I don't think that's ever happened in the history of the Typical Skeptic podcast, that we've had a flawless intro, you know? So anyway, welcome to everybody to the Typical Skeptic podcast. Like I said in the intro, we go deep, you decide. And there's a lot going on. There's a lot for you guys to call about. I'm excited for you guys to oh wait, Derek says, we're doing to start off, Derek's in the audience. He says, there's a topic for a call-in show, massive news. He says, President Trump issues release order to DOD for all UFO and alien files. Holy shit. Yeah, I'd love to get your guys' opinion on that. You know, let me know what you think about that. And then there was something with glyphosate yesterday as well. You know, like that he like on the I support Trump, and then also he like did something with glyphosate where he like legalized it, which is not good. That's Roundup. You know what I mean? So it's like he's releasing the alien files, but then there's that. And then we have the Epstein Files, and then everything else. You guys can call in about your paranormal experiences. You can call in about SSP, whatever you want. Then the phone number, let me put the phone number up on the screen. That would be smart, right? So, and the phone lines are open, guys. You guys can call in now. I'm excited to have some calls. There it is, guys. The phone number is 573-877-7637. I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think about all this stuff that's going on. You know, I can't wait to hear what people have to say about the Epstein Files, about, your own personal paranormal or conspiracy experiences, SSP. You know, we can make this a really good show, And I'm just going to start reading comments from the chat, and and Dolly Miss says, "Hey Rob, I'll just put these comments up on the screen." She says, "Hey Rob, looking forward to the show from London, UK. Yeah, glad you're here. Glad you're with us. And yeah, guys, if you want to call in, don't be shy to call in. The phone number is 573-877-7637. It usually takes someone to break the seal first to start the call-ins. You know what I mean? But let's go into some paranormal news and stuff like that. Let me see here. It's like, is anybody here used in the Epstein Files? Let us know, anybody that wants to call. Oh, and then if you're outside the U.S., the number is 0111-573-877-7637. That should work. We'll get into some news here, I'll ask ChatGPT to give me some or call in show. Okay, so it's loading. What did you guys see this? This is pretty interesting. It says a NASA whistleblower claims non-human the outer anomalies shaped like engineered objects. Photo dice. Are aliens already in our solar system backyard watching us? Old case files. Another FOIA, that's the Freedom of Information Act, drop hit Reddit. On X last week, older ATIP air reports anomalous biologics of unknown taxonomy found with debris. Not Roswell big, but enough to imply tissue samples, non-human cellular structures, no official denial by the DoD. This is feeding the idea that the U.S. agencies recovered particle beings long before Grush went public. How long have we really had alien bodies, and why is the leak now? Yeah, again, I want to hear your opinions about the whole Trump thing and aliens. It's massive. It's massive news. If he releases those files, it could be enormous. You know. So again, while we're going through the news, if you want to call in, the phone number is 573-877-7637. And yeah, I'm looking forward to. Oh shit! Hey, Erica Marina's in the audience. She says my audio is going on and off. Check my audio. What's wrong with it? Let me see. Oh fuck. Can you guys hear me okay? Can everybody hear me okay? I don't know what. Maybe it's my microphone. Hold on, let me see. I mean, everything's like plugged in right. I can like let me know in the audience if you can hear me okay, because we might have an issue here. You know. Maybe I need to go out and come back in. I don't know. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I'm going to keep going through this. It says Puerto Rico portal opening. Videos go viral. Multiple people filmed a vertical tear of light opening and closing over the ocean near Puerto Rico, a known USO hotspot. Dimensional rift, skunk works testing transmedium drives, ET craft entering from low density atmospheric pockets. Was that a portal tech demonstration or natural phenomenon? Farmers report increase in low flyers and livestock patterns. Across Nebraska, Montana, and Saskatchewan, ranchers are reporting silent glowing orbs cruising 20 to 50 feet over fields, livestock going missing or found with incision-like wounds. So we're talking about cattle mutilations are still happening. Compasses spinning backwards during sightings. Sheriffs are blaming drones. Ranchers are not buying it. It has our cattle ops back. Are we looking at surveillance, DNA harvesting, or something else? I'd love to hear you guys' opinion on that. And then major astronomers claim a suspicious object entered our solar system. A new interstellar object, think Oumuamua 2.0. Unusual acceleration, metallic reflectivity readings, no commentary coma. One astronomer literally said it behaves like an engineered probe. Is this a scout craft? Are we being surveyed again? And then rumors, NATO ally European country rumored Italy or Poland is preparing a major reveal about an old crash, recovered craft materials, a non-human occupant recovered alive but injured. Could be BS, but the chatter is heavy across intel adjacent forums. Do you think another country will break disclosure before the United States? So this is all stuff you can call in about, guys. And everybody says the audio is fine. So Shy Art 85 says sounds okay to me. Loyal One still says audio is fine. User Kelly says I can hear you, and Dolly Miss says I can hear you fine. So Erica, what you might want to do is join the YouTube chat. You know what I mean? Because that might be the issue. You know. And again, guys, the number. Let me put the number in the chat. The number is 573-877-7637. You don't have to be shy. You guys can call in. You know, it seems like you got to usually break the seal with the first call, and and then yeah. Let me see here. Okay, so let me see here. Mason Davis is crystal clear audio. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm going over this here. Color gold, massive spike in bedroom visitor reports. Forums of people are reporting paralysis followed by tall silhouettes, clicking, language voices, missing time, waking up with geometric bruises. This always spikes before a massive UFO wave. So are people being prepped for contact, screen memories, or psychic warfare? That's a question to ask, you know. Let me see what else I can dig up for you guys. This is really good news, though. This is really good. Really good stuff. Listen to this. I got more news. While we're waiting for people to call, in fact, isotopic ratio is not zero corrosion. Insiders say quietly that it's human, calling guy. And you guys with movement, sync, and they appear in clusters of three. Are these lights atmospheric or ships camouflaged? Whistleblower claims alien tech is being moved to a new U.S. underground base. Rumor is that recently decommissioned Air Force site in Utah is being reactivated to store exotic propulsion units, recovered craft fragments, and biological assets. Witnesses saw massive cranes and sealed containers arriving at 2 a.m. What Colin prompt could be, why move the evidence now? Are they preparing for disclosure, or are they hiding it deep? New Antarctica satellite photos show a geometric entrance. A sharp-edged triangle opening appears in a glacier, too perfect for nature. Researchers got silent after posting it, post deleted. People think it could be an ancient base, a fallen craft, an active portal. Is Antarctica the real disclosure site? 13. An Air Force pilot leaks dogfight with a non-human craft. Anonymous pilot claims a craft outran an F-22, made a 90-degree turn at Mach 4, emitted anti-radar haze. It moved like gravity didn't apply. Are they provoking our military, or are they testing our defenses? And then obviously we have an orb wave too. Orb spears now following people's cars. Across Colorado, New Mexico, drivers report orange orbs pacing them, orbs changing brightness when spoken to, GPS glitches. Some people say the orbs feel intelligent. So are orbs, probes, consciousness entities, or are they interdimensional beings? Astronomers baffled by artificial-looking fast radio bursts. A new FRB repeated that perfect 33-second intervals, impossible for natural astrophysics. One scientist said off the record it resembles engineered communication. Are we intercepting alien transmissions? These are all things that you guys could call in about, and of course, we could go into the Epstein Files. If you want me to go dive deep into the Epstein Files, I will. Let me just read the chat while we're waiting for someone to call in. Let me see here. You can call in at 573-877-7637. I can't believe we haven't got any callers yet tonight. But that's okay. Let me see here. First 2026 crop circle appears, and it's a mathematical bomb. New formation shows a fractal geometry with harmonic signatures, hidden quantum equations, possible coordinates woven into the pattern. Mathematicians can't explain how it was made overnight. So I guess the question to ask are crop circles messages, warnings, or mapping systems? It looks pretty insane. I got more news for you guys. I can go all night with this stuff. 2 men in black caught on a hotel camera after a UFO sighting. Security footage shows identical suits, identical movements, no blinking, smooth faces, almost plastic looking. Witnesses saw the UFO got visited the next day, and refuses interviews. Witnesses who saw the UFO got visited the next day and they refuse interviews. Are men in black visiting us? Are they aliens, hybrids, or government clones? Let me see here. I got more. Listen to this. Passenger jet crew reports city-sized craft in the clouds. A commercial airline crew flying over the Atlantic reported the size of a sky. A Hyundai. That's another question. Yeah, this is Q17B91 in the chat says, sorry guys, for some reason StreamYard went out. He says, why is not everybody outraged about the Epstein Files? I'm totally outraged about them. It's sick.
Me too. I wanted to talk about that tonight.
Go ahead, tell us what you think about, like what's going on.
Well, so I mean, I can't be anything but long-winded. So, I've been on your podcast, I don't know, more times than I can remember in the last year. And I do decodes on fields where I connect in principalities or entities that are operating in parts of the light spectrum. And these fields for the governments, for cities, for provinces, they're contracts between those in the spirit realm and those that are the human counterparts here in the physical realm. And some of these human counterparts are, secret societies or parts of their departments which operate through, certain religious orders and certain businesses or certain nonprofits like the Trilateral Commission, the Tavistock Institute, the International Monetary Fund. But one of those principalities is Baal. And what's really interesting with the Epstein Files is that's recently come out is that Epstein had a bank account called Baal. And you've also had Arkeem Ra on your show many times. And Arkeem Ra has given testimony about remembering Montauk and remembering Epstein. Like, I remember a couple shows ago, he was on there showing Epstein with, like, John Benet Ramsey. And if you dig even further and you are open-minded enough to look at the patents and look at testimony from people like Jason Rice, who was part of the Army Corps of Engineers, who gave testimony on Gaia and has been to conferences talking about 20 backs. And we know that they are totally capable of taking as simple as one cell of the human body. They can clone a body, and they totally have the technology to transplant consciousness. So, and another person that was on your show that's, no longer with us physically, but was Renetta Jones. And Renetta and I talked all the time on the phone, and she told me she believed Epstein was alive. She believed that, this was a total crock of a, unaliving. Sorry, I don't want to get you banned here. But, that basically she didn't think that Epstein was legitimately dead, that she thought that, they were totally capable of going in and creating what looked like he had hurt himself or unalived himself, and that he was off living in Israel. Well, if you go even further into that and you look at the guards that were responsible for guarding the most high-profile criminal awaiting trial in the United States, these guards that supposedly fell asleep on watch, they were not punished. They were given full retirement benefits. They were totally set up for retirement within months after all this blowback went away, and people kind of forgot about it because, the P. Diddy case came along, and that kind of took the limelight in the media. But I think that there's a huge connection here with all of this, just between the testimony, what they haven't redacted in the Epstein Files, and these people. I mean, it's not just Epstein, it's politicians, it's people like Elon Musk, Bill Gates. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And these people are doing insidious things involving children and trafficking.
And Michelle, it's also satanic stuff too. It's deeply satanic,
Yeah.
And it's like you said,
exactly.
remember when you came on and you talked about the Luciferian Brotherhood and how that's kind of controlling the planet? I kind of believe that more than ever now. Like, I actually believe that, like, there is something really evil in charge of this planet. We live in a society that protects pedophiles. Think about that, guys. Like, and I want everybody else to call in. Like, you should, like, that guy who was in the chat that, like, I had to block him, but he was absolutely right. We should be outraged about this. We should be like, we should be fucking pissed. Like, they're taking your children and they're doing insidious, horrible, wretched things to them, for sexual pleasures.
They're trafficking them. Yeah.
And adrenochrome and everything else. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're operating outside of the normal ideals that humans have about time. Like, there's, one of my favorite conspiracy theories is that, like, Donald Trump's uncle, which is John G. Trump, he was an astrophysicist. He was one of the first people that was given access to Nikola Tesla's trunks and documents when he passed away. Him, Elon Musk, Nikola Tesla, they say they're all reincarnated. They're all reincarnated one of each other. Well, there's just too much there going on. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know. How many coincidences do you need before it's not a one-off anymore?
Yeah,
but
and
they're
guys,
absolutely using children.
We can have a multiple guest conversation. Like, we have Michelle on the phone now, but, like, you guys can we can have more people call in at the same time, and we can have a group conversation. The phone number is 573-877-7637. We got another call right now. This is going to start heating up, guys.
I'll wait.
Yeah, no, stay on the phone, Michelle, because I want, you know what I mean? Like, I want you to.
Okay, you're good. You're good.
Hello, you're live on the air with Typical Skeptic Podcast. And Michelle, who's calling, please?
What up, it's Jason? I was going to read through one of the Epstein documents that is a little less dark, but still really mysterious. So I guess a lot of the rich folks that are in the emails wanted to check out what was underwater around Cuba, if there's, like, sunken cities or pyramids. And it says our friend's name, Zelensky, has an arrangement with the Cuban government where she is allowed to use converted trawlers to survey the Cuban waters for archaeological resources, primarily sunken treasure ships. The big prize is Cortez's ship, which is reputably laden with gold. But then I got another email that was translated from Spanish about what their theories on the Cuba things are. And conclusion from hypothesis 2 is undeniable that there are some structural bases in remote structures that are found in mega, which is in all caps. They could suggest some people that such elements could have been built for intelligent beings with even unknown objectives. Nonetheless, it is necessary to obtain more data before being able to do interpretations, more inferences of the nature of an object observed in the present. This hypothesis assumes that said megastructures were built in land sign to be valid. Such possibility then significances that mega had to be emerged in the past. So they were saying that it was built on land and then sunk.
What the hell is that? What does that mean?
I would completely agree with that. I think he's talking about connections with like Atlantis.
Yeah, where we know Elaine Maxwell was like super into Atlantis and stuff like that.
Exactly. Oh my God, you're
Dark
absolutely
Journalist
right.
does a really good show on that.
Yeah, no, I totally am glad you brought that up, Jason. It's good to hear your voice too, by the way. I'm glad you brought that up because, like, one of the things that I've been decoding for the last, like, year, I haven't even released it yet, was her Terramar project. And so her Terramar project, which had to do with saving the ocean, I had found all these news articles where they were talking about, like, connecting in through the North Pole. But if you look at her logo, right, so there's these seals that I decode, but there's two systems. There's the old system, the Babylon system, which is a circular seal, and then there's the Leviathan system of the beast, which is where George Soros stepped down in May of 2020, and Barack Obama stepped up, and he became basically what they call the Pindar, or the Phoenix, the head of the Satanic Council. And these logos, they're now being redone. This is why you see flags being redone, city seals being redone, state seals being redone, and they're now in the rectangular form with less visuals. But her Terramar logo, if you look at it, it's a very unique looking logo. And it has like these three like rivers on the bottom, which match this news article where they showed these three rivers coming out of the North Pole. So if you go back even steps further than that, you're right about Epstein and Atlantis, but I mean his whole compound on Little St. James was totally landscaped out, and the architecture there was to honor like the ideals of what was talked about in, I think it was Plato's uncle Solon, or I never say it right. Solon, yeah, they talked about like Atlantis being a global civilization, that you had to go through like the Pillars of Hercules, all these connections, right? Even their little submarine they took down was named after something as an ode to Atlantis. And they were constantly, if they weren't bringing children and politicians out to that island, they would bring scientific researchers and doctors. Like, you have to wonder, like, what the hell is going on there, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to probe at, rather than some of the dark stuff, is that some of these archaeological expeditions and different discoveries are being done in the background without, what do you call it?
Oversight?
Away from oversight of pesky officials and watchdog groups.
Yeah.
So they had vast interest in it on their own, and just wondering how much other archaeological digs have been like, black marketed, like from the beginning.
I agree. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't believe the name of it slipped me right now. But who is that famous museum where they every time that they find like remains of giant bones?
Smithsonian.
Thank you. The Smithsonian shows up, right? And if you go back and look at like L.A. Marzulli or Aggie Nost, who did he did a great documentary. It was like Aliens and Agenda, like 2023, or I always get the numbers mixed up. But he has a whole segment in there where he is showing legitimate newspaper articles, and not just like in the United States, but globally, of like exhibits and people that had, found giant remains on their property, and the Smithsonian shows up, and what do? Oh, they take over, and they, they suppress the story, but now they've gone even a step further, where they have passed all these laws where it's like, oh, the Smithsonian's not allowed to hold bones longer of anything that's found on American soil, right? They say, oh, we've returned all that to the indigenous people of the North American continent. I think that's a crock of crap. I think they use that as a cover to say, oh, there's no reason for us to have this because we're a law-abiding, institution. But really, they have no idea what's down in the basement. Or if they do, they're not telling us about it.
Yeah, it's not. And I mean, I know we didn't want to talk about some of the darker stuff, but I do want to touch on some of that because, I hear a lot of people coming out and they're saying that they were experiencers of Epstein and stuff like that. And I feel for those people, but what we got to remember is they found women buried off of his Zorro Ranch. Like, people got butchered there. People got murdered.
Yes.
People got satanically sacrificed. A lot of people didn't make it back. That's what I kind of want to touch on. Like, this guy was murdering.
Let's sit down and go back in the chat.
Yeah. This guy was actually murdering people. You know what I mean? He was Thank you for calling in, Jason.
It's so good to hear Jason's voice. I haven't talked to him in a long time.
Yeah, Jason's awesome. I
really miss Jason. He's good people.
Hell yeah.
I want to add something else to this, and then you can have the talking stick, Rob. But one of the things that I started researching was this. So it started with the video of this girl. It was like a TikTok or YouTube Shorts video, and she had been abducted in a Walmart. So just hear me out on this, okay? What's interesting about Walmart is when I lived in Tulsa, Oklahoma, they had shut down one of the major super Walmarts there. And I worked with a guy who had been with the U.S. Marshal's office, and he was telling me, oh, they're not really having plumbing issues, which is what they had told the Tulsa World paper. And then the Tulsa World went off to the health department and found out the Walmart had passed with flying colors their inspection for plumbing, even though that Walmart had shut the whole center down under the guise that there was a plumbing, issue where they were not in compliance with like health code guidelines. But he was telling me that underneath Walmart, there's a whole train network. And so this little girl on like TikTok or YouTube Shorts, she said that she had been in Walmart. She was 11 or 12 years old. She was abducted by people that were dressed up in Walmart security uniforms. They took her underneath the Walmart and they put her in Walmart clothing. They put her on a train, and she said she ended up in what was literally like a deep underground military base somewhere in like Austin or Dallas, Texas, like Dallas, Fort Worth. And what she said was going on there, she said this place was called Uncle Sam's Snuff Factory.
Oh,
and
no, wait. I got to tell you. So Ryushin, Ryushin that comes on my show? Ryushin has talked about Uncle Sam's. Ryushin. Yeah, he was the first one to talk about Uncle Sam's Snuff Factory. Katie,
yes.
Oh, but it's not Katie Holmes, but her name is Katie, fuck, I wish Ryushin was here.
Harry?
No, it was, oh fuck, I don't know. I mean,
all right. Well, while you think, let me finish. So anyway, when I started learning seals, one of the things I learned about the seals is that there's certain emblems, markers that they put in areas of the seals that indicate access into the dumps. Right. So if you can learn to decode a seal, you literally can expose their entire trafficking network, their sacrificial ritual grounds, where they're doing the training up of children as super soldiers, where they have elites in the Illuminati that are doing magical rituals, what Masonic Lodge and what Knights Group and what secret society, all of that. You're able to literally use that seal as a decipher, like a map key decipher.
Hey, I get Michelle. Michelle, you wonder why your life went so bad. You wonder why you've been targeted so bad.
Thanks, Rob. Love you too, boo. No, but you know what? Like, so here's the thing. So I'm looking into this, right? This, like I said, I'm looking into this story of this girl stuck with me. This was years and years before I learned how to read seals. I was just a researcher at that point, and it was just like, wow, what in the actual F is going on? So I'm in Allen, Texas a few months ago. I'm on the phone with a friend. I'm telling him the story that I'm telling tonight on your podcast. It's like 10 in the morning. I'm in my pajamas. I'm walking down the street, smoking a smoky treat, and I'm totally calm. And the next thing I know, the police show up. Like literally seconds after I finish telling the story that I just told you guys. The police show up, and they turn on their lights, and they come over to me and they go, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "We had somebody call that said you were screaming and distraught out here." I was totally calm, and thank goodness I had someone on the phone that had been on the phone with me for like an hour. But my friend was like totally freaking out when the police left. I was calm, I was collected. I had my wits about me. I wasn't, a damsel in distress or in dire straits, and there was no reason for them to keep me. I wasn't, giving them any kind of validity to continue to be there. So they left. And my friend freaked out because my friend believed in targeting. And my friend's like, "Oh my God, Michelle, like, I think they were listening to your phone call. And obviously there's some validity to what you're saying, because if there wasn't, then why would the police show up out of the blue?"
Yeah, that's weird. That's
weird. It was way weird. It was way weird.
That's spooky. That's really spooky. And guys, if you want to call in and voice your opinion on everything that's going on, or if you have a anything you want to talk about, if you have a paranormal experience or something a conspiracy you want to cover, or if you want to give your opinion on the Epstein stuff, we want to hear from you. It's 573-877-7637. And then if you're outside the United States, it's 0111-573-877-7637. We have 40 people in the chat. So out of those 40 people, I'd love, and that's just on YouTube. So I don't know how many people are watching on Rumble, but
and even if people don't agree or if they have questions, please call in, because this is an open-minded conversation. Like, I always say, it's, like that thing, it takes a village to raise a child. Like, it's going to take the majority of humanity coming together and setting aside, like, our belief systems, being willing to realize we have the power, that we're the ones that ultimately can shut this down, right? That was all done over luncheons, and it's like in the last 40 or 60 years, there has been a targeting on the American psyche and keep people from judgment. We're all behind a screen right now, right? We're all isolated. We're all preoccupied with, trying to pay our bills, trying to make ends meet, trying to take care of our families. And really, like, no one really feels like they have a solution. But really what the solution is to realize the reality and the truth of what the F is going on, and realizing that we don't have to put up with this crap anymore,
Yeah.
It's not bigger than us. Like, we really are the ones that hold the power. And if we didn't hold the power, then they wouldn't be trying to manipulate the masses into being dumbed down and going to sleep and being sheep.
Absolutely, Michelle. That's a really good point. You know what I mean? And I think we need to get enough people like fired up and like pissed about like the fact that what's being done to like our kids and women, like it's not as we're in a
men
society.
too,
Yeah, men too, but
there's a targeting on the divine masculine. That's why, like I say it all the time on your show, that's why you see boys cutting their balls off and wearing them as earrings. Like, there's already been a campaign against the divine feminine for thousands of years. I mean, if you look at the basic roots of most Abrahamic religions, the woman was the sinner, right? But really now they're making sexuality a fad. Your sexual identity is at the forefront of who you are as a child. I mean, the part of the brain that is able to understand consequence, action, repercussion, that's not even fully developed till you're 21 to 25. But they have children trying to decide what their sexual orientation is, or whether they even identify as a cat or a human by the time they're in first or second grade.
Yeah.
They're doing all this on purpose. And there is, it's not just like I said, it's not just about women and children, Rob. It's about the human collective.
Well, it's what it is they weaponize it. It's like we're not against people being gay or trans or anything like that. Like, it's just like, it's the fact that the government weaponizes it.
Come as you are.
They know how to weaponize sex. They know how to weaponize race. They know how to weaponize, you know what I mean? They use these things against us to,
yes.
to draw more division.
Yes.
That's what they're doing. You know what I mean? It's all a plan to like, destroy the family unit, destroy, exactly. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, they've already created borders and they've already created race. There was a very interesting documentary I watched about 10 or 15 years ago, and they said the human race learned racism and prejudice from extraterrestrials. Right? Like, I always say there's one race, and it's the human race, and I'm for people. I'm for humanity. I don't care about your creed, color, sexual orientation. If you have a soul and you're sovereign and you want to be in peace and you want to be in balance with Mother Earth and be in a circle of life balance, then, you know what I mean, you're on my team.
Yeah.
They've already created, and you know, even, I don't get into politics, but, I mean, there's a reason why they're crashing the economy. There's a reason why ICE is on a rampant. There's a reason why the last president, you know, opened the borders, and now they're trying to do the opposite. It's to create friction. But what they're not talking about in all of this, between the fires in Hawaii and everything else that happened, is the children that are missing.
Exactly.
Because there was a lot of children that went missing with families that were not accounted for because they weren't citizens.
Yeah, that's key. That's key. You know what I mean? That's absolutely key, because yeah. And I have a feeling, you know, Epstein had that Zorro Ranch. I have a feeling they're going to find a lot more at that Zorro Ranch. You know, I just have.
I think that, yeah, no, that's just one drop in the bucket. I mean, like I said, there's still Gates, there's Clinton. You know, Hillary Clinton owns Evergreen shipping containers where they've been trafficking humans, not even just children, just anybody. Well, my radio's on. They've been trafficking people through this shipping container company internationally for years. But they don't talk also about how the fact that she's a white Draco. She's of the dragon bloodline, and she's, you know, part of why they're harvesting children. You know, and to go back to our Team Raw, this is where you get into Voice of God, Project Looking Glass, or for people that are just tuning in that this is a new topic for you, everybody has seen the videos where they're like, oh, the Simpsons are predicting the future. Well, no one's asking how they're doing it.
Yeah.
They're using children to look down timelines to try to alter events, to acquiesce things into their favor, so that essentially what they can do is harness the human soul and get us all into, I always think of it like the video game inside the video game, right? Like, there's a very popular belief now that we're in a simulation. I like to think that the soul is infinite. The soul is eternal. And just because you don't remember before you entered this body or this lifetime doesn't mean your soul didn't exist before. And that's one of the things I always question is, oh, so for people who believe that, you know, your soul's going to go on forever and you're going to have judgment, it's like, so what? The moment your human body was created, that soul then existed, and going forward, it's infinite? No, we know energy cannot be created or destroyed.
Absolutely.
You know, so
yeah.
I just, yes.
Yeah.
I just think all of that is just a doctrine to get us to manifest a belief system that they want to bring into reality. And I think that's where all of this comes in at, is like The Simpsons. So what does this mean? When people come home from work, what do? They turn on the TV, they eat dinner, right? You're sitting there in your PJs, eating bonbons, whatever, right? And what are you doing? You're relaxing, and you're allowing yourself to use television as an escape. But really, what are they doing? They're programming the subconscious mind, because I do think that whatever we believe with our intention, that we do bring in from the sphere of availability into the 3D. I think that we create reality.
Yeah. I just wanted to read some comments here. This is from Derek Woo Riders. He says Mark Wahlberg and Mel Gibson did a podcast together, and they said Oprah is going to be fucked with this Epstein stuff. I agree. I think Oprah definitely. It's like, you know, I couldn't believe, guys. I don't know if you saw it. I couldn't believe Jay-Z was in the Epstein Files. I was like, but like something.
His wife is the mother of darkness. I showed you. Literally, I showed you the Spirit nightclub in Pittsburgh where she's in there dancing with pizza, and they're having like blood rave Illuminati bingo night.
Wait,
yeah,
did you say? Wait a second. Did you just say blood rave Illuminati bingo night?
Yes, I showed that on your show, Rob.
I might have to make that a T-shirt.
I showed that last May.
But I might have to make blood rave Illuminati bingo night T-shirts.
I'm trying to quit. No, but really though, I mean, yeah, I'm not surprised. You know, that's why they're always like, covering their eye, doing their finger over their lips. That's why they're always doing the pyramid of manifestation or whatever. They're all part of this whole MK Ultra New World Order. They're against humanity. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. It's really sick what they're doing. It is like,
and Elon Musk is part of it too.
Yeah, I'm surprised we aren't getting more callers. We got 45 people watching on YouTube and about 20 watching on Rumble. So yeah, call in, guys. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. 573-8. Take this comment down so people can see the call-in number.
What up, Derek?
573-877-7637. So yeah, call in, guys.
There was some other stuff too, and so I want to give a shout out to my sister from another Mr. Black Unigriffin, Candace. Candace has been rifling through the Epstein documents, and I'm sorry, I'm going to try to put this as PG-13 as possible so it doesn't get taken down, but there was a disgusting ritual that she read about that had been, kind of buried in the unredacted parts of those documents where they're talking about newborn children who they're literally auctioning off for sex magic and for sacrificial orgies based off of how tight their sphincter muscles are, and they're 1 day old.
Oh my God, that's beyond sick. That's disgusting. Like it is. We thought the Sound of Freedom was a big when the movie The Sound of Freedom came out.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, it was like a much needed thing. Like, even though it was kind of surface level for all this shit.
He was part of it. That was a psyop on the public to begin to massage and acquiesce us into becoming desensitized to these ideas. Because come on, once you have been told something so disgusting and just vile so many times, you become desensitized, right? Because you're like, well, it's not affecting my life, and I don't know how to fix that, and it's not happening here at my house. But really, it is. It's happening in your churches. It's happening in every community. And then that's why I think it's so important for me to do the seal decoding, is because I think people need to understand this is what's going on their military bases, with their politicians, with their elected city officials, with their elected the churches in the area. It runs rampant. It goes through everything, even your Rotarian clubs. All of it is connected. It's a big spider web.
Yeah.
It's a big spider web of deceitfulness. Now, not everybody is aware 100% of everything.
Wait, we got a disagreement in the audience. So Jason thinks that dude. I'm gonna put. Jason says he thinks that dude saved over 200 kids by himself. That dude, that one that they're.
I'm not saying no. You're right. So let me just give some. Let me give some explanation of what I'm saying. So these people that are part of the Luciferian Brotherhood, there is a light side and a dark side of the system. So I'll give you a neutral example. So they'll create something like the Los Angeles fires, right? That took down hundreds and hundreds of homes. What happened? If anybody's looked into that, they know that they drained the aquifer. They did not have the appropriate amount of fire trucks available. They didn't have the appropriate amount of personnel to respond. Even though this was going on during a fire season when Santa Ana winds were running rampant. Okay? So they'll do something to create that. Why? Because they're doing elemental magic. They're releasing elemental spirits from within those areas.
Wait,
and
Michelle,
then what do they do?
So we got another call. I want to make sure, because I don't want to miss these calls. So hold that thought.
I'll finish in a minute. Go ahead.
Hello, you're live on the air with Typical Skeptic Podcast. And Michelle, who's calling, please?
Hey, Rob, this is Jim Gerard.
Hey, Jim, how's it going, man?
Hi, Jim.
Good. I got a new painting coming up in a few days.
Awesome. What is it?
It's a painting about divination.
Wow.
Oh, I love that.
Okay, I want to tell you about an interview. You know who Laura Eisenhower is?
Yeah, I've had her on my show.
Yes, sir.
She's a friend. I met her in person. Yeah, she's really cool.
Okay, Laura Eisenhower did a recent interview with a guy named Dan Cooper.
Oh yeah,
Interesting.
I've heard of Dan Cooper. How did it go?
He talked about Tesla selling his notes to the Germans in 1927.
Wow.
I've read about that. Yeah, that's true, right? Wasn't he trying to sell like his laser? He had developed a laser like system where like if you were going to be invaded by like air, this laser system could like lock onto aircraft from a couple hundred miles away and essentially defend like the country by air with this laser. And he was trying to like sell it to like the Soviets. He was trying to sell it to the Germans.
Yeah, it was called a death ray.
Yes, sir. Thank you. That's correct. Yes, I couldn't think of the name of it. You're absolutely right.
So Dan Cooper said that basically Tesla's death ray went into the hands of the Germans. So that's like off-world technology, like the Fourth Reich or something like that.
Yeah, it was anti-gravity and time travel technology.
Wow, that's fascinating.
I believe that. I totally believe that.
So Jim, while that I have you on the phone, I haven't talked to you in a while. What's your take on this whole Epstein Files stuff? Like, how do you feel about everything that's going on?
Well, that's like asking me if all the guilty parties are going to confess.
No.
Do you think they're going to confess?
No,
No.
absolutely not.
I think it's all just a distraction from something else they're doing while there's smoking screens going on.
Yeah, the whole house of cards is going to come down.
I hope so, Jim. I you know what I say? I say tear it all down and rebuild it. You know, and stop this crazy shit. You know, let's stop this.
I don't think it can go in any other direction at this point.
Let's stop the murdering of people. Like, you know, like let's stop the rape and abuse of like women and children and like, you know, all this crazy shit that's going on. I mean, I think if enough people
Cannibalizing of the planet.
Yeah. What do you think, Jim?
Well, it's in proportion. It's biblical.
I would agree. Yeah, I would agree. I think there's a war going on that happened way beyond our human capacity of time, and now that war has come here to Earth, and it's ending here. But I think humans are an important part of that because I think we're divinely made, and I think they're using us as the last front. I don't think they ever intended to win this war. I think it was all about the casualties, and this is my humble opinion. I could be wrong.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah. Hey, Jim.
If you go to that website and watch the interview with Dan Cooper by Laura Eisenhower, you know, if you watch the whole video, then we can set up a podcast and show the painting and then go into a discussion about that interview with Dan Cooper.
That sounds good. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that next week or something for sure, you know?
Yeah, it's going to be finished in a few days. And we'll set something up, and then we'll go into some details about what Dan Cooper said about Tesla selling his notes to the Germans in 1927.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, that'll be good. Have you been have you any other interesting topics on your mind, Jim, while you're here?
Yeah, but I'd like to save that for the podcast.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, thanks for calling in, Jim, and I'll be talking to you soon. I'll email you, or if you want, email me so I don't forget, and then you know I'll get back to you, and we'll set it up for next week for sure.
Yeah, like I said, in a few days, the painting will be finished, and I'll send you all the links, and then we'll set up a podcast.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Guys, that was Jim Gerard, frequent guest here, and yeah.
I love that he's using art to do divination because I use my artwork for channeling too.
Yeah.
I love him. I love him when I see him in the chat all the time. I know it's been a while since I've been there, but he's definitely a staple in the community, and I love his shows with you, Rob.
Colleen Rye wants to know, is Michelle a survivor? Are you a survivor, Michelle?
I think so. I mean, I'm not a martyr, and I'm not trying to be like a victim or anything, but, you know, I've been through some heavy my own basically since I was 9, and because of the things I went through, I was very weak. I didn't have a voice. I didn't have a backbone, but it's kind of like a phoenix that emerges from the flames, right? They rise from the ashes. Like, I feel like my mission in this life is to heal the planet, to heal people, to be a voice for those who can't speak for themselves. And I really do think love is a weapon. I really do. I think love can conquer all, and I think all can be healed through love. And so, yeah, I guess you could say I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor of life, but I kind of consider myself privileged at the same time to be on this side of things and to have the outlook I have and to have been given the gifts that I've been given, because I do feel like they were divinely, like, I feel blessed. I feel blessed that I can see. I feel blessed that I can heal. I feel blessed that I can love and I don't hold a grudge. I don't know. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah.
Thanks, Colleen.
We have another question from Willard. He said, I don't understand this question. He says, Michelle, have you ever heard of the USA government put a machine on people and people? I don't know what he means.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no. Okay. So, we'll go back to answering. I know Jason had made a comment a little bit ago about the Sounds of Freedom. So let's put a thumbtack or a pin in that. But yes. So one of the things that happened to me last year was I had a Kundalini experience or a download, or I had a major awakening one night where I started channeling and getting visuals, and I wish I could say that I was under the influence of psychedelics, but I was not. And not only did I experience healing, but I started being able to see things, kind of like how Renetta could see things. And this was right before she passed, but when she passed, I feel like that she kind of passed the torch for me, because all of her work that she was doing, suddenly I understood it. Like, I could see into the spirit realm. I would go to sleep at night and wake up in the morning, and I would have information that, you know what I mean? Like, I went to high school. I got an associate's degree. I was never great at math, but I woke up understanding and having knowledge of things that I didn't have any education for. But one of the things that I did, and I know you know about this, Rob, because I sent you the spreadsheet, was I started mapping out all of the frequencies, oldest to newest technology, lowest to highest frequency, and I marked out all the players that are part of the 2030 depopulation agenda, that have all sworn an oath to the United Nations. And there's patents out there, hundreds and hundreds of them, that have been used for decades. And a lot of them have to do with hijacking the brain waves of the human body, the human brain. I think that the human brain is a supercomputer. And I think, it's ironic. Like, what do you have on the side of your head? You have a temple.
Yeah.
You have your temples. I think the chakras are portals. We know about the Kritos fluid that goes up the spinal cord into the pineal and the pituitary gland every 28 days and floods it. So yes, some of those things, like and maybe I'm off, so forgive me if I'm not answering the question correctly, but if you look at things like brain-computer interface, Neuralink, they totally want to hijack the human brain, and they want to do this so that they can prevent you from connecting to higher realms, like the dreamscape.
Yeah.
They don't want you lucid dreaming. They don't want you remembering.
Oh, wait, Michelle. Sorry, we have a call. I just want to. All right. So wait.
Go ahead.
Put a pin in that, Michelle, for 1 second. Okay. Hello, you're live on the air. Typical Skeptic podcast. Who's calling, please?
Yes, Rob. This is Willard, the one that talked to you 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, Willard. I just want to say I've been getting your Discord messages. It's a lot, but I'm happy. Yeah. You're on the phone with myself and Michelle. How's it going, man?
I'm doing fine. Last night, Michelle, I confirm what you said, but I got something that's going to blow your mind completely. And I want to know if you've ever...
Go for it.
Okay, last night, for whatever reason, my supposed to be dead mother and supposed to be dead father, who I can vouch for a record on Google, says they died in 2019. My dad died in 1992, even though it's physically impossible to be born in 1899 and die in 92, which is impossible. You cannot last that long. It's not real. But for some strange reason, he did. Now I found something in my dreams that could be BS. I don't know, but let's just go there. Okay.
Okay.
He told me telepathically in my dreams that he faked his death for a reason.
What did your father do for a living?
Who, me?
Yeah,
my
you're talking
father?
about your dad, right?
Cornelius Vanderbilt Whitney.
His mother's Gloria Vanderbilt.
See, that was my ex's name. Oh God, Rob.
Yeah.
What did he do for a job though? Was he involved in like
He was
military?
Probably, I don't know.
But wait, your mother is Gloria. Your mother's Gloria Vanderbilt.
At birth.
She's a head witch. Like Gloria Vanderbilt's like a head witch. You know, like
She was a mother of darkness. Yes, absolutely. The Vanderbilt.
Marilyn Whitney was my mother, not Gloria Vanderbilt.
No, I remember talking to you in the chat though. Aren't you connected to the genealogy? Aren't you related to them distantly?
Yes, I am.
I remember
I'm
that.
the last fully blooded son of Marilyn Whitney and Cornelius Vanderbilt Whitney, and that's why my family hates my guts, because she left me in the will, the mansion, and $2.3 billion. And after she was supposedly faced her death or whatever, the Illuminati took her to a secret base. I found out last night in a dream.
Yeah, I totally believe you. The Whitneys, but I just know this because my ex was a Whitney, and the Whitney. There's a list of satanic families by surname, and Whitney is one of them.
Yes, Black Magic Kingdom Society is one of them. The Illuminati, Freemasons, Eastern Masonic Star.
That's the Daughters of Rebecca. Yeah, that's the female version of the Freemasons.
Western, and also, Rob, my personal favorite. I had a guy in Discord. Now, you can shoot the messenger, but this is gospel truth. And she's a witch. She probably knows this. This guy's Andre Cole in 1977. This ballsy SOB, he comes into Discord, talks BS about my mother, right? Not even knowing the woman. And he goes in there and says, I'm gonna talk to Elton Musk and rob your money. I said, go ahead, brother. It's your world. Live it. Be it real. And I said, one problem, though. I never met that family. But I do know one thing. They're gangsters. They're devil worshippers. And if you met the devil you can't mess with and keep up with them, they will send you to your grave, my brother. And as soon as I said that, he didn't care. So guess what happened? He tried to destroy my family. I know for a fact he did, because I was in Discord last year. And I never knew I was Vanderbilt. I swear to God, I did not know this. All my life I was told I was Luigi right the third. Born, supposedly, almost died at birth. All that BS, good shit, you know? And then all of a sudden, I found out last year in November, the shocker of my life, that, hey, you know what? You're Richard Bell. I said, what? Bullshit. I'm not for the truth. But he told me, word for word, my uncle did. My late uncle was supposed to die, but he didn't until recently. George Cecil Vanderbilt, a complete devil worshiper. He loved the Teen Kings of Hell. And here's how my family got power. They made a deal with the Teen Kings of Hell for power, fame, and fortune. And all they had to do was do pagan ritual sacrifice in their secret dungeon, in their mansion. And I didn't know this until somehow or another, I was the Funhouse server, my own business about the Astros of all things, and we went from Astro Talk to, hey, you're a billionaire, what? And then here comes the aliases for G. Vanderbilt. Linda Miller is her real name, my cousin. And Shelley Vanderbilt, her real name is Susan Susan Borge Vanderbilt. She married a Richard Branson in 2023. And all these people turned on me because they wanted the money, even though they had their own money. And I told them, go fuck yourself. Excuse me, I apologize, but I have to be real about this. And I said, do you understand that I was raised in hell while you Pensy mother SOBs were living on the good life? My mom saved me from your hell because I can see how wicked you are.
I agree.
You want that
money in the abyss.
You want that power. You want to sacrifice people. Because guess what? You can't touch me, brother. No one can except for God himself. And I said, last time I checked, unless you got the brass cojones to come down here and do it, you're nothing to me. Yeah. And so I love talking games with these people. I do. I hate them because I don't hate people. Okay, I don't. I'm a nice guy.
Where do you live?
Who, me?
Yeah, where are you from? Okay, I just left Texas. Okay, my mom's side of the family's from New York. You sound southern, and I lived in Alabama and Oklahoma, and I feel like I'm hearing my people come out through you.
I was born actually in Mount St. High Hospital in February 2nd, 16th, 1972 to 3:30 p.m. Two parents, Marilyn Whitney and Cornelius Vanderbilt Whitney. I was adopted because my uncle almost killed me at birth. And somehow my mother saved my life, took me to the Wright family in Houston, Texas in 72, who now I know is total woohoo. And no, Rob, she's a witch.
No, I believe you. I believe you. I'm just hearing my story come out. I get it. You're not alone.
She's a witch. She can probably verify for this. Rob, you know Epstein, right?
Yeah.
We're about to tell you the great story in 3 seconds. You can call me a liar, but I promise you, your friend right there, if she's a real witch, she knows I ain't lying about this. Off Decker in the 80s, my stepdad, Willie Wright III, was brainwashed in New York somehow, comes down here in the 70s with his mom and dad. And he comes to Decker. And I swear to you, if you think Epstein's the devil, you're so far off.
Yeah, no, he's just one of the principalities. He's not an angel of death.
Let me explain something. How can this get brought up there? Say a GOD or something like that, or what? Because it's graphic. So
you're fine. Rob, give him permission.
Yeah,
it's Rob's podcast, so don't let me speak.
Okay. My stepdad got my stepmother to undo her breast. You know how when a person ties their tubes, does I have kids anymore?
Yeah.
Okay, he brainwashed with occult magic and whatever. And I found this out years later. According to what I was told, could be BS, but I think it's true. 1.3 evil babies were born from the 80s, 90s off Riddell Street, to today my mother died, stepmom died, Lydia died, and a few others. And that is insane, but it's true.
It's like Cabbage Patch babies.
Yes. And also, there's a family in Baytown, Texas who knows who I know who they are. They are shapeshifters, posing as humans.
The reptilians.
The Gomez family.
Yeah,
and
I'm not surprised.
I went to war with these people. I said, if you think that I'm going to bow down to a false god with no power, just talking BS because what you can change color, who gives a crap? I said, that's a dime a dozen. I said, Michael Jackson changed color, what's your point? I said, the point is this. I told them that by harassing me, you're playing devil to devil. Because, see, I'm in this family, it's not even my family. Ain't it funny? And guess what? My real family is worse than you. So if you strike me down, who's going to save you from them? Because my family got a $500 million life insurance on me. I didn't even know this. My sixth uncle, George Cecil Vanderbilt, his real name is Levert Miller. He placed an insane amount of money on me without me knowing about it years ago.
Well, that's not too far-fetched. Who hasn't found out that they have a life insurance
but let me tell you something. This is gonna look. You know those murders are supposed to be murders of Biggie and Tupac?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, ever since I found out the Vanderbilt, I became into some knowledge that might blow the case wide open. You ever seen that video of Biggie walking into the van?
Yeah.
In the black party? Okay, where was he sitting at? Back seat or front seat?
I thought he was in the back seat.
Back seat, right?
Yeah, there's in the back seat.
Okay, where was the bullets fired at? First seat. So if he got shot in the first seat, that means Sean Combs is dead. He was cloned. Case closed.
Yeah.
The video stopped.
Yeah, I definitely believe in cloning.
Biggie faked his death.
You think?
I mean, if you watch the video, he got in limping like he did in real life. He's in the back seat, and a dumb idiot shooter really wait, I shot the wrong guy. That's why he shot in the back seat. Because he knew Biggie wasn't shot. It was Sean Combs who got shot.
You know, it was weird that it was weird that after Biggie died, there was like so much different like freestyles and different shit that came out, and I was like, how does all this stuff keep coming out and he's dead? You know?
Yeah, but hold on, I got something that's gonna really blow your mind. Tell me something. You know, Young Dolph, he faked his death too. You know why? Because if you listen to what they say, how is it possible that if you die in 3 hours in Memphis, whatever? Within 24 hours, the mortician himself on record says he was dead for 24 hours, even though when he was shot, he was supposed to be dead for 3 hours. That ain't possible.
Like missing 411.
Exactly. laughing my ass off, going, you know what? I'm not a cop, FBI agent, CIA, none of them, and yet I can sit here with an unobjective mind and say conspiracy, 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 because all these people are just walking past a live man. He has to be alive, ain't stupid. But also, one last thing, Rob, if you speak to your JFK buddies that look like that, ask them a document about, you guys have a document called C.W. Bowman. He was from Navy Intelligence. He sent Roscoe Wright Sr. to take care of that security threat and a world threat. And guess who that threat was? JFK. Now, here's the kicker. In that famous grassy knoll photo, which you see a man shooting with a police uniform on, guess who was the police uniform? It was Roscoe Wright Sr. He was told by C.W. Bowman in that document to pose as a cop, go to Arlington at De La Plaza, and take care of that street threat. His wife was threatened because Jack Ruby, the week before the assassination happened, she happened to open the door stupidly on her part, whatever, and she overheard the greatest conspiracy ever, where Jack Ruby told Roscoe Wright Sr., I want you to kill JFK.
Yeah.
His own words. And mind you, the magazine blows it open right there. There's a magazine where Jack Ruby's interviewing his wife. The same woman that was put in shock therapy because of what she heard, she's being interviewed for a position at his club.
Well, wait, Willard, why do you think JFK was such a threat? I think I know the answer, but let me hear what you said. Why do you think?
I do too.
Yeah, why do you think JFK was such a threat?
Because he was going to investigate Marilyn Monroe's death.
Not just that, he was gonna tell about the secret space program,
And he was also going to defund the central bank.
I believe JFK faked his death too.
If you watch, I don't think he's dead. I don't think he's dead at all.
No, I think he is either.
Well, there's Carrie Cassidy thinks that Carrie Cassidy thinks
that magazine a couple years ago.
Yeah.
That he was sitting on a chair smoking a cigarette. Now I thought it was an AI or something like that. But I said, wait a minute. What is this magazine? I said, damn, he did fake his death. Because there's no way that man could have got his head blown off and sit there and smoke a cigar like he's king of the world. There's no way.
Yeah.
Robin and I just interviewed Robert Stanley like a month ago, and Robert Stanley, he said the same thing. He doesn't think JFK was dead either.
No. And also, one more thing. Rob, I'm going to give you a nugget, and you can ask Beverly Rhodes and Sloan Bella this. Now, Beverly Rhodes hates Sloan Bella. And I'm not saying because she's a hateful person, but it's because she knows what Sloan Bella does behind the scenes. If you know, you know. Now, here's what you won't be told about Sloan Bella. And I challenge her to me for this. Please do it. You know reverse gematria? Where we reverse gematria, it tells you stuff in codes, like dates, mergers, like that.
Adding up numbers.
Yeah, okay. Well, it never lies. It tells you the truth. Well, Miss Lowdown, a podcast woman, outed her for being a CIA occult handler on YouTube.
I'm not surprised.
Wow.
And guess what? This is what's damning about it. She wanted dark power so freaking bad. Because, yeah, she's a psychic. I won't deny that. Okay, I'll give it to her. Because she wants power. She knows it.
Yeah.
And I confronted her in Discord. I said, listen here. I don't care what power you get. When you do that to your son like that, you are worthless as a human being.
Yeah.
Because that's the same thing with classified compound in Detroit, Michigan. I'm pretty sure you never heard of it. I'm going to tell you real quick because I apologize. You're a busy man. But last year, when I was in Astro's crazy whatever server, I was a witness to the greatest massacre in the history of America, the classified compound. Trust me, it was. Franz Hitler in a dark order. Back then it was big, the compound was. This guy was made head of security. A psycho. Grandson of Adolf Hitler. And he was going around, told by Timo Ferreira, a reptilian. Everybody knows he is now. And he was personally going at me on Discord, the real guy. Because he called me his arch rival. I said, what are you talking about? I don't even know you. But come to find out, like I've been proving to everybody on Discord, I said, I got receipts proving that in my past life, I was an alien god king with another dimension after I died. And not me currently about to say past life. And I called out Tillman. I said, let me get this straight. You're a reptilian, right? And if I'm a God King in human form, what are you to me? And he didn't like that. So he sent his goons, Kyle Foreman, a.k.a. Rascal on Discord, who's now in prison for stuff I won't speak of on this Discord Protect Your podcast. But he was on Epstein's list. And this guy came into Discord knowing what he'd done over the years. Gruesome stuff, mind you. And I have never in my life, Rob, I thought, okay, we're all civilized human beings, whatever you are, keep yourself, move on your merry way. But I went from Astro's Discord server to Mafia Discord server. Unbelievable. In 3 years. Because you had Andre Cole, 1977. You had him and his goons, Taj, Kyle Furman, half brothers. One from Tim Freda, a fat whatever son. And all of them were murderers. I'm sorry, they are. Because they bragged in Discord about what they were doing. Every day they did. Robbing, stealing. I was like, what is this become? And finally, just the other day, and I'm pretty sure your friend on this podcast you further to, she doesn't know I'm telling the truth in this. Because she's going to remember if I'm lying or flying. but I'm telling the truth though, and I mean, you can't remember, she's telling the truth. And he told me that thank you, Willard, even though it ain't my real name at all. He said stupidly, thank you for helping me and Twitch, aka Captain Richards, a mother of 2 kids, who was married to another guy in Texas. I mean, this is how crazy it is. And in a span of 3 years, Rob, count down 3 years, he destroyed over a lot of lives for greed, gluttony, and money.
Yeah.
Bottom line, he didn't care who got basically the kill word, the R word, you name it, he didn't care.
Yeah.
And I told him in Discord, man, you play devil too many times, and it won't matter if it's Joe Blow or whoever. If you cross that road and make a pact with whoever, and you say, you know what, here's you, here's mine, and they don't like it, don't get some. And I told him while ago in Discord that you watch. I said so many people in Houston. Come on now. I mean, if
There's a lot of Illuminati in Houston.
Oh yeah, but you know what I'm talking about. You probably heard of that guy, right? On Discord, Andre Cole 1977.
I don't know. I don't talk to many people on Discord. I never, I'm not on there much.
Yeah, I'm not a big Discord user, to be honest. I don't want to lie.
Yeah, but I'm just telling you, you've heard of the name, though. I do my memory, right? You've seen it, right?
It sounds familiar.
Okay. Well, he used to work at Area 51. Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And here's the thing about it. He committed treason that night at the Campfire compound. He brought 2 people who weren't supposed to be at the compound, which is supposed to be, in my book, a felony offense, but whatever, it is what it is. And I told him, even if you walk away from what you're doing, somebody's going to remember that massacre in Detroit. Because I do. And I'm pretty sure the FBI knows about it. I'm pretty sure the CIA. I mean, this stuff is gruesome, Rob. We're talking about everything you talk about on the podcast was told to me in that server that night. Vampires, fairies, they had them all in that compound.
Yeah.
About 20 floors deep, or longer than that. And every night for like 3 months, I was watching. I was being told classified stuff that I didn't know. I was like, okay, whatever. And so you're telling me dark fairies, dark eyed kids. You had sirens. You had half demon women and half human. I mean, this stuff was next level, and I was like, wow. They're just telling me, and I'm like, thank you very much for speaking, but thank you, brother. And I'm sitting there going, like, I'm not going to tell you are. You're telling me this shit. And also, one last thing, Rob, I can confirm for 100% that there is a space program.
You mean a secret space program? What gives you that? What makes you think that?
Because I have memories of it. The Rockets, who was secretly a reptilian in human form, told me over and over and over until it was blue in the dirt that yes, there's a secret space program, and that in Antarctica, of all places, they have a well, used to, I don't know about now, but last year they had Nordic tall white women, warrior women, queen women, like Jonas had a freaking mansion or something there guarded by polar bears, trained polar bears, and they were outside. And Bernie Sanders, I don't know if he's cloned or not, but the last time I talked to him, he had 12 men, which means he's a wolf man, and he was killing people. He was killing people. I swear to you, Rob, I swear to you, if you want the story of your life without getting sued, you know, I'm trying to protect you right now, is that I'll go on record, and I don't care who I testify against, and I'll say, take me where you got to do, I'm telling the truth. Because I'm a witness to so many crimes committed by the government, men in black. I can go on and on. This stuff would really rock your world. We're talking about
Willard, who had this fortress that was guarded by trained polar bears? That sounds so crazy. I just had to backtrack and say this again.
Jonas and her sister Anka. She was a Nordic tall white alien, and I really liked her as a friend. But Cole pressed his buttons, and now she's in hiding because I feel sorry for her because she wasn't here to hurt nobody. It's just that Cole was so possessive, so paranoid. He had to have everything. That means anything he was around, MK Ultra, different versions, it didn't matter. Total psycho. I mean, Rob, can you imagine Tony Montana in the movie saying hello to my little friend and him being a complete idiot while being smart at the same time?
Yeah, I know, but I'll tell you what, Willard, you're really cool. You really are. You got a lot of good information. I could listen to you for a lot. It's I think everything you say is really interesting. You know what I mean? I love it. You know, it's right up my alley. You know, honestly, it really is. It's you know.
And by the way, one last thing. Remember Trevor Scott? That country he had just into? Okay.
The one that was with Taylor Swift?
Yeah, okay. He did a ritual, but it was a unique ritual. Now, I can't explain it because I'm not up to date on this, but the only reason the Astros won the title that year, and it's not because they weren't talented, is because he was a fan of them. And according to what I've seen from different, programs, from up to date, is that he made a bargain with some kind of king of hell. What? I don't know. I just know that before the sacrifice, they weren't going nowhere. But after it, he started seeing them win these games and games. So I'm thinking, in my opinion, is that he made a sacrifice because you know how it works in pagan religion, the same way we do with devils. If you sacrifice 20 or 30, okay, thank you, here you go. Presto, job done.
Well, Willard, I got one for you. I got to tell you about this one. What about the fact that Taylor Swift looks just like Zena LaVey of the Church of Satan? She looks like a spitting image of her.
Yeah, you know what, Rob? Hey, Rob, if you want, I'll tell you right now some stuff that would probably get me thrown in jail, but it's the truth, though. It's that, do you know Taylor Swift was I'm not saying she's a handler. I'm saying the people around her groomed her without her knowing about it. It's called a rape memory.
Yeah.
That means if you have a doctor on standby, a la Michael Jackson, whatever, you can erase their memories and make them think they're doing the same thing, but they're not. Actually, it's like Twilight. What's it called? They definitely in Ultra. So basically, say for example, Rob, you're sitting here talking to us, but you are, but in reality, you're not. But in your mind, you think, well, I'm sitting here talking on a podcast, but then you wake up, you're at your house. That's how good they are.
Wow.
They got doctors that will make you be a mind, screwed out your mind, but you're not really out your mind. But one moment you're talking simple, they think where the hell am I? Because that's what happened to Jack Ruby in prison.
Wow, that's insane.
Johnny West.
Wow.
I mean, it cannot because look, Johnny West and a woman that brainwashed Saran, and I think everybody in this podcast will agree on this. There is no way in heck he killed RFK, because if you watch the photo when RFK came down, the CI shooter behind him, he grabbed his hand, not Saran's. Case closed. He's an innocent man in prison for nothing. But anyways, the point is this. I watched Untold Stories, American Stories on YouTube. I watch all kinds of shows. But if you watch certain movies, Rob,
What was that? Did you guys just hear that? Wait, did you guys just hear that? Someone like cut in the line. Did you just hear that?
No, I didn't hear anything.
I heard someone say Rob, but it wasn't Willard's voice or Michelle's voice. It was like a third party voice. It's like someone's listening to our conversation.
Like I said, minutes back your ass, so I don't want to endanger you, man. Because I'm just telling you that the information I got in my brain that God codes.
The people in the chat heard it. Like Lady Wolf says it said Rob, and Woo Rider says yes, Rob, and Danny Hawk says I heard someone say Rob. Yeah. So, that's weird.
Well, I'm talking to you, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm just listening.
Because see, ever since I've been born, Rob, I've been seeing a giant computer in my head. Okay, it's not my hands. It's just I think past life controlling the matrix, the computer that controls everything, and I'm his vessel. And apparently, the U.S. government wanted that power in the '90s. They put a machine on my head and started fucking with it, but couldn't find no power because I hid it, dumbasses. And the funny thing is, I love pissing off the U.S. government, man. I really do. Because they try everything to get it, Rob. I'm serious. They tried about plugging my phone, didn't work. Causing my family to try to destroy each other, didn't work. And then I'm sitting here being offered all kinds of stuff, Rob. We're talking about the ultimate deal, $1 billion. Just for it. I said, for what? Devil's deal? I pass.
Yeah. Hell yeah, Willard. Yeah.
That's the same thing with Steve Greer.
Yeah, he's a sellout for sure.
Rob and I did a show with Rod Cloud, and Rod Cloud said that Stephen Greer is a CIA asset and a reptilian, and that he abducted Rod Cloud.
Really?
Yeah, I remember that. I remember
last May.
Yeah. We got to get Rod Cloud back on. Yeah, like seriously. I like that dude. I like him a lot.
I just talked to him a couple days ago.
Yeah, see if you can set that up, Michelle, for real. Like that would be
I will.
That would be like really
I'll do
good.
the best I can. Yeah, I'll see if he's available. I know he's been under attack really bad, but Rod Cloud, he has gotten all his memories back. He's a super soldier. He has memories of the secret space program. And he's like I think he's a seventh density being. So he totally has issues all the time with shapeshifters and reptilians trying to target him and invade his personal life.
Yeah. Oh man. It got spooky for a second. That everybody in the audience said it sounded like an EVP came through. We gotta if somebody can timestamp. Jason's so good with timestamps. Like Jason. Well, wait, we're at an hour 29 right now, so that had to have happened at maybe like an hour 25, maybe. What would you guys say in the chat? Would you say that was about an hour 25 when that EVP came in? Because we got to mark that. I'll make a short out of it or something. Like I definitely will. I definitely will. That's amazing. Like it almost made. Let me put it this way. It almost made me turn the light on here. Like that's how creepy it was. It honestly almost made me turn the light on. Like I was like, what the fuck?
Are you afraid of the dark?
Do you remember that show when we were kids? Do you remember that show?
Nickelodeon.
Anybody,
I still sleep with a nightlight.
Does anybody in the audience remember that show when we were kids? Like, tell me if you remember. You used to watch Are You Afraid of the Dark? I used to love that show. I used to watch Sightings. I used to watch what else? I used to watch Sightings. I used to watch Unsolved Mysteries. All that. I remember that. I think. What was that? Like,
all that was like Kenan Kel, and they had TLC did the theme song for it, and it was kind of like Saturday Night Live for kids on Nickelodeon.
Oh, that.
Oh.
No, Willard said he was talking to me, but Willard.
Sick, Rob.
Oh yeah, I'll let you go, Michelle. We're gonna take some different calls. It's okay. Thank you for calling in, Michelle.
I want to answer. I do want to answer the rest of Jason's question real quick, and then I'll say goodnight to everybody. So, if that's okay.
That's fine. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so Jason had made a comment about like the guy from Sounds of Freedom saving 200 children. What I've learned through all this is that they're doing energy moving. So there's a dark side and a light side to this, or negative and positive, or fire and water, right? They're doing different types of magic. So they will intentionally set up situations where they wreak havoc or they create a false flag, and then at the same time they will come in and they'll come to the rescue of their own catastrophe that they have created. So I'm not denying, you're right, this guy probably did save 200 children. I've read the backstory of it. Jason's not wrong. And that's one thing I love about Jason is that Jason is not biased. He looks at the whole story and he pushes, the envelope with questions in a respectful way. Shout out to Jason. I love you, brother. But, I think that, again, this was a narrative that they wanted to bring into the realm of the public to kind of bring it on the radar. But at the same time, like, people are still not looking at how many children have gone missing, how many children are being, moved through as an asset. And there's not anything really being done. And I know this because where I live in California now, if you are a runaway child, if you're a minor, and there's more adolescent homeless population in the United States than there are homeless adults, right? If you come to the state of California and you're a runaway and you want a sex change, not only will they give you safe haven and they'll cover the hormone treatment, the transition treatments, all of that, they'll prosecute your parents for not supporting that, and it doesn't matter what age you are.
Yeah.
So, like, literally, they have passed laws to protect. And I'm not saying that, like, there aren't children. Look, I was a child that did not have understanding adults in my life because I pretty much raised myself. But I don't think, now as a almost 41-year-old woman, I don't think that children should be making decisions that affect their body for the rest of their life, let alone it having. And I'm not. And look, and I have
you got a really good point there. Let me
so,
tell you, Michelle, because like at that age, you don't have the right decision making. You could like
exactly.
how many times I changed
faculty.
like what I wanted to be in my life when I was a kid. Like one day I wanted to be a firefighter. The next day I wanted to be a fighter pilot. The next day I wanted to be in the army. Like I changed my mind about things.
You want to be a woman?
No, I never wanted to be a woman. I never wanted. I wanted to date a lot of women, and I did. But I mean, like I mean, that's a different story. I mean, like
no, but and then I'm not looking. Here's the thing: like there are things as a teenager that I knew I wanted. Like I knew I wanted piercings, and everyone told me that was a phase. Like, oh, I just wanted to fit in. Well, I got those piercings as an adult, and I still have them to this day. So I'm not just saying there's not things as a child that you don't identify with. It as you get older, you still stand by it. I'm just saying, like, choosing to change your body and where you identify with your sexuality, all of that has been misconstrued. I mean, they're literally teaching sex education and masturbation to kindergartners. I don't think 3, 4, 5-year-olds need to be taught how to masturbate. I don't think they need the sexual confusion. There's already enough pressure in the world with children growing up this day and age on who they are and how they identify and trying to fit in with their peers and trying to find their place in the world. And again, all of this just goes back to they want to confuse and create distractions so that you're not standing in your sovereignty and you're not standing in your power. And that's all I wanted to say.
All right. Well, thanks, Michelle. You just got this video banned from YouTube, but no, I'm just.
No, thank you. Thanks. Sorry, Rob.
All right.
That's where we drew the line.
Yeah. All right. All right.
Sorry,
Well,
my bad,
thanks
guys.
for calling in, Michelle. Okay. All right. And we'll
All
drop
right,
your
bye. I
call.
love you all.
Okay. And that was Michelle, everybody. And the lines are open. So, we're kind of gonna reset. Now we've been going an hour and 35 minutes, but we're still going to go longer because it's not a call-in show unless you go for like 2 hours, 3 hours long. You know what I mean? When you do these call-in shows, you really gotta push the limits of like streaming. Like you can't just go for an hour and a half. So I definitely want more people to call in. We had some really good, interesting calls there from Jim Gerard, Willard, and Michelle. So. You guys can call in. The number's 573-877-7637. I want to hear from you. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick, guys. I got to take a leak real quick. And I think I might even go smoke a cigarette. And hopefully, let's take a small break. Let's, and then we'll come back and we'll see if we have some calls by the time I get back. Like, let me just go take a piss real quick. And then let me smoke real quick. I literally take a couple drags and then I'll be back. Like, I don't take long smoke breaks or whatever. And then I want to see, let's see the phone lines light up when I get back. 573-877-7637. let's have some calls for when I get back. Like, all right. And we'll have a great call-in show. And I'm going to go for 1 minute, 2 minutes, and I will see you guys here in a second. All right. No calls. All right. Let's see. Okay, I'm back. Nobody called in. Guess what, guys? I got a gray hair. I couldn't believe it. Holy shit. I looked in the mirror after I went to the bathroom. I was washing my hands, and I was like, holy shit, I got my first gray hair. Jeez. I mean, I can't believe it. I was like, what the hell? Anyway, I'd like to get some more calls. If you guys want to call in, it's 573-877-7637. Yeah, I know, Gracious Sunshine. It was quick, right? Like I only take like a couple puffs and then I'm back. But like, I'm still trying to handle. How old am I? I'm 46 years old. I know I don't look it, but I am 46 years old. Yeah, I am. I just turned 46, and I think I'm doing okay for my genes, I mean, I'm a little bit overweight. I'm a little bit out of shape. I got to get in shape, but I am going to do that. Like I am getting in shape. I'm working out every day, but I mean, I went through some bad breakups, and it just kind of got me in like a depressed state, so yeah. But I mean, man, that EVP freaked me out. That EVP honestly almost had me wanting to turn the light on. That was a real EVP, guys. If you guys missed it, if you're just joining us now, thanks, Jerry. Jerry said I look 36. Jerry's my new favorite person. No, but that EVP freaked me out so much that I was literally about to turn the lights on. And that guys, if you're just joining us, that was a real EVP. It happened about an hour and 25 in when Willard was talking. And it wasn't Willard's voice for sure. It was absolutely not, man, I gotta clip that. Like, that was definitely something. And again, if anybody wants to call in, if you want to talk about the Epstein Files or how you feel about it or anything, paranormal occurrences, conspiracies, news, if you're boots on the ground and you want to report something, call in 573-877-7637. you know, I'm here. You know what I mean? And or I guess, you know, an EVP is an electronic voice phenomena, October Abyss. So it's Starseed Faluda says, what did it say, Rob? I called. Let me see if I can call you back. Hold on, let me see. It just said Rob, Starseed. It just said Rob. Like, I don't have a missed call from you. If you want to call back, I'll answer now. You know. You know. Oh man, I'll wait if somebody wants to call. October Abyss, but going back to what you said, an EVP is an electronic voice phenomena. It's like when a ghost comes in, you know. You think the EVP means self-care? Wait, is my phone still connected? Yeah, my phone's still connected. So, we got a call here. Let's take this call. Here we go. I'm excited to see who this is. Hello, you're live on the air with Typical Skeptic Podcast. Who's calling, please?
Oh, this is Amber. I'm terrified. Hi, how are you?
You don't have to be terrified. It's okay. How you doing?
You know what? I am above ground. Yeah, not bad. I don't know how to do this or, you know, talk or anything, but you brought up Epstein and I just fucking felt like calling in. Anyways,
have you been going deep on the Epstein Files?
Not since I was, I don't know, younger.
Oh, you mean you
No, I haven't. Yeah, that's what I mean. No, I haven't. I don't really know what's been going on with Epstein Files. That's probably why I made a geographical move, and I didn't even realize it, you know, subconsciously or whatever. So no, I don't. You know, like as far as like Trump and stuff, my perception on that, my view on that is contradictory to some. So I don't want to, like, you know, I already like catch wind that people talk shit anyways about me sometimes, but you know, I don't want to, like, guys, okay. When I haven't communicated much in my entire life, so I have a great difficulty with that. So I apologize. Like, other than that, I don't want to walk in glass. Yeah, I was one of those. I haven't journaled much about it. It wasn't like I was one. It was more like we went. One of my siblings too. We've been there. We've been there at key points. You know, my one of my parents, not my parent, but he kidnapped our family basically, and we're from Vegas, and one of my dads was Air Force, but I'm adopted, but I'm like a petri dish kid. That makes any sense?
Yeah,
I realize I'm all over the place. Anyways.
Wait, can I just tell you something, Amber? Like, I just want to tell you something. Like, you're around a good community. Like, nobody here is going to judge you. Nobody here is going to say anything bad about you. If anybody says anything wrong, I'll kick them out of the chat. Like, you're around friends 100%. You can just feel 100% comfortable to share your story. And, like, you're not going to be, you won't have anything but love from me and hopefully the audience. Like, you know, like, I just want you to feel comfortable and feel at home and tell your story, like, and no judgment and nothing like that. You know what I mean? So it's all good.
Yeah. Thank you, Rob. I get that from you. Like, I can tell, almost just by, like, you know, how some people have, you know, like, you can look at a photograph and do that whole energy thing at a distance. And like with you, I mean, yeah, I've seen your stuff and like, you're amazing. Everybody knows you're amazing. But I think it's because you're neurodivergent. I mean, everybody is, but you're like, you're able to cross the divide between the neurotypical and the neurodivergent. I'm sure you've been told that a lot.
No,
so thank you.
Does that mean are you saying I'm autistic?
Well, I'm saying the spectrum. Yeah, I would actually say you're autistic, but I'm not like a professional, you know, judge of. I mean, to myself I am, but I'm not saying that out loud. I'm like a professional of anything like that. But yeah, I would say if you tested, you would very likely find out that you are a high masking, or not at all masking, but yeah, high functioning spectrum person. I don't even think they call it Asperger's anymore. And the only difference between autism and Asperger's is not the age of onset, but the age of diagnosed onset. So, where they said like I would be Asperger's, like because, somebody official found out or agreed, and while I was in my 20s. Fact was, it was, when I was a kid, the whole way through, and then didn't start speaking until I was like 5. So, and then I was playing music, but, and now I don't do anything. I'm just completely shattered. Yeah, I wasn't like a daily, roll in the hay for anybody. But my people, not my people, but like when you say like Greer, he's a CIA asset or whatever, I know that's fact. I mean, I wouldn't call it like that. It's more like when the CIA does shit like that, they weasel into everybody's life and they manipulate them and they groom them and they raise them. And so like, I have a personal gripe with Mr. Greer, and I've talked to him about that because, I haven't talked to him. I've talked at him. I've emailed, right? A keyboard warrior, but no, people get groomed, they get somebody that, is in the alien community for real, deep state or whatever, and, they rub elbows and they're like, oh, I'm so special, I gotta keep this secret, and the spook guy says, no, you gotta keep this just between me and you, and they say, oh, well, hey, people can't be respected or believed or anything unless they have a PhD, and then everybody else is a I don't know, gutter trash or whatever. They're not respectable. They're not, you can't believe them on TV. What's the word? There's a word. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, like, you're not legitimate unless you black. And so, yeah, I met Greer when I was a kid, but that doesn't make any sense with the years, if that makes any sense. And it's not like I met him. It's like I was a kid of his, an associate of his, which would be my parent, who was not my parent, and was just deep state involved, And I'm sure this is going to be like the YouTube that's going to be like what you said, banned or whatever. But I'm sorry, I got all over.
Well, this might end up on Rumble, because like Michelle went pretty deep on like what's going on with kids and stuff, and like I don't know if you can put that stuff on YouTube, So like, I mean, I know it's on Rumble right now too. We're on, but like, I just don't know. I don't know. I honestly worry, Amber, because like I don't know if you know this, but I had a whole YouTube channel ripped away from me. I had 20,000 followers, and I just got clobbered. They took my whole channel, and that's why I had to start over. And it's so I kind of get a little bit paranoid about that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I want to cycle right back to that. I watched the video that you did, or the reel that you did, that you talked about that, where everything got, because I've only kind of really been around here this time since the last couple of years, and I haven't really been around, and kind of I've just going back to, just taking care of myself, healing and stuff, and then, of course, Mr. Rink died, and that was kind of fucked up, and can we swear?
Yeah. I was, I was good friend.
Okay.
I was good friends with James, and I was also good friends with Renetta Jones. I love both of them. Matter of fact, I'll show you. I have it right here. I have this hoodie. I just washed this today. It says, you can see what I'm holding up. It says, "Long live James Rink," on the hoodie.
Oh gosh, I'm on a phone to my ear. So hang on, I can see if I can pull that back up. This week I'll look at. I haven't had the privilege of viewing any of Renetta Jones' stuff. But I heard about her and I saw her photos. She's beautiful, and she's just a warrior. There you are.
So what happened with you? Were you saying that you were on Epstein Island? Is that what you were saying?
Well, what I'm saying is that Epstein had a boss, and he is the asset. Epstein is the asset. And what had happened is he was put into what he was just given total. He's a hire. Epstein was a hire, and I don't know how to verbalize that.
You're saying there's people that are much higher than Epstein. He's a pawn. You're saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying he's a pawn. It's not like there's people. I never saw people. I saw a person and a couple of friends here and there, intermittent. I never saw like a Satan above this guy. I saw a lot of like demonic shit about him, and like like setting the stage for things, like grooming the monsters, man.
Yeah.
But I never saw anybody over him, and yeah, in my opinion, I didn't see anybody give him instructions to do what he did. It was just, that's how you trap people, dude. He's got everybody, and then I'm sorry, this is gonna go crazy, so you're definitely gonna have to put this on Rumble, but I just want to factor in. I can't factor everything in out loud. Kennedy's, MLK, geez, fuck. Actual time travel, I mean linear time travel, like in the current time zone, and then bouncing from this earth to like a second earth, and then some motherfucker, maybe somebody's out there just blaring their bass. Can't be good. Anyway, so yeah, I got to hang on. I got to go into a different room. Got a noise issue, and somebody's out there with their car banging bass.
So are you an experiencer? Are you an experiencer as well?
I am an experiencer as well. I experienced being born off-world. I experienced having an injury and being transported here. Experienced going through surgeries. I experienced adoption. I experienced having multiple nursemaids. My AirPods. As far as abduction, I didn't experience really getting abducted except by my stepfather, who became my stepfather, but I did experience going on the ships and traveling and stuff.
Sabaholic says, I feel like this is the Art Bell show all of a sudden. Thank you, man. That's what I'm going for. That's the whole, but we're taking it to different levels here. You know what I mean? We're not holding back. People can call in and talk about anything. We're really going deep on any and every conspiracy. You know what I mean? And
is this always your number? This phone number?
This is the one I use for call-ins. Yeah, this isn't my personal phone number. Okay,
but I can keep it on my phone or something. Next time I'm out and about, or maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah. But so tell us a little bit more. What else you want to share? This is really interesting.
Oh, okay. Give me something I need a speaking point, and I might have to call back if this car doesn't disappear, because I can't find my hearing aids, and I can't calm down unless I have them. It's like a regulation thing, like a mental regulator before I'm shutting down.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds crazy. Yeah, so I don't know what I was on some medicine a while back, and then it stripped my nerves, my ability to be calm and patient and present. And I had never experienced anger at all in my whole life, and I swear they're just trying to kill people up here. I'm in Spokane, if you want to know. They're just trying to throwing them off the bridge, as far as I'm concerned. Don't tell anybody that, but I say it every time I get the chance, because they wouldn't help me with any of my trauma, and they totally wouldn't listen to anything. So my stepdad's like a serial killer shit, right? And some people in the programs actually saw shit like this, right? Well, yeah, and it appears, but you tell people, and they're like, oh no, I'm just gonna look the other way and pretend you didn't open your mouth and just say that to me. And so nobody would help me at all, talk to anybody, and or learn to speak or any of that. And okay, that was a trauma done. Anyway, so now I'm just looking through healing programs on my own, and getting a lot of help from it feels like an interdimensional, very much, or just the ether, or former friends, or via telepathy. I get a lot of just assistance from my guides in my day-to-day life. But it's still a little bit of a terror. I got diagnosed ADHD, which is great. At least, you know, I can say, okay, you know, that's a starting point of how to research how to, you know, like I know I got to learn things. Certain things you have to learn. Like I had never learned task initiation, time awareness, managing tasks, prioritizing, long-term planning. But in order to even remember that, it's like my mind gets wiped every moment, right? And so I have to like externalize. So my home like is a bizarre mess. It was some kind of like, oh, this is a bizarre mess because I have to externalize in order to remember. You know, it's like my focus isn't so much. It's like almost like I don't care anymore about disclosure because it's so fucking crazy. Nobody can not nobody. I realize that's like a not a prejudice, but you know what I'm saying. I don't mean to cut anybody down. It's just it's so huge. It just seems like it can't be quantified, and I'm trying to quantify it. You know, but I'm a big fan of Billy Carson. I feel like that's the closest. Like he has the closest information. Adds to the ultimate truth. If anybody want to know him, like my personal whatever.
Well, so you believe in the Anunnaki then? You believe in the story of the Anunnaki?
The story? No, Anunnaki are for real. I mean, they're for real. Somebody somewhere. Sorry, it's like they're super big or they're super small, and I remember they're bigger. Because I was on the Anunnaki ship once, and they're scary as fuck. And I was with my uncles until I was safe. But they're what I considered the Anunnaki was very similar to that show Stargate. Not that show, it sounds redundant, but you know the show Stargate. Those people, the faces, the attitude. To me, that was the Anunnaki that I saw. And now I know I've learned like Anunnaki, the word that's the whole that means like from outer space. So everybody basically is Anunnaki, but the actual, you know, considered the royal class or who I mean, and they even consider themselves. I mean, as far as like a status thing, and you got like the reptilian people, like the and I have a different opinion than most people do on most of them and the whole deal with them. Anyways, but they're not all bad, but I mean, I want to say people want to like. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening to you.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm listening to you. I'm just like, yeah.
I'm on a new phone and something just beeped. I got like a notification or something. Anyways, so yeah.
Well, yeah.
In my understanding of the Anunnaki, they look like the ones from the whatever they were. I don't know what they were called. It's that movie I haven't seen it since the '90s, or that show. Wonderful show. That show was the only difference in those Stargates is they were black. You know you know the thing, the void, the space. It was black. I mean, it wasn't blue. It wouldn't look like a fucking pool of water.
Yeah.
You know, I forgot more than I remembered. I remember more than.
Well, no, this was awesome. Thank you for calling in. You know, this was great. You know,
thank you so much. Oh, genuine.
Yeah, I'm glad you called in. And do you want to give any shout outs or anything before I take the next call?
No. Yeah. No, I don't want to embarrass anybody. Just I love you guys. You be strange humans, and yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for calling. All right, have a good night. Take care.
You too. Bye.
That was a great call, guys. This is so much fun. We've been going for about 2 hours. I can take a couple more calls if people want to call in. That's fine. I mean, this has been all over the place tonight. And like I said, this is probably going to end up on Rumble, I would say most likely. So the people that are getting a chance to watch it on YouTube now, it's good because, we kind of went everywhere with this tonight, you know. I'm wondering if I should keep going. I kind of got to wake up and do a Rumble premium stream. I've been having to do that for like a long time, and I've been putting it off, you know, but I definitely got to do that. Like, Andrew Jennifer, late night Friday for sure, you know. I love this though. Gracious Sunchild says, I wish I could call, but I can't call for safety reasons. You can call, Gracious Sunchild. You won't be, I promise you'll be safe, you know. Nobody's going to do anything here to you. You wanted to ask me what I think about light language and timelines. Like, I mean, I love light language. When you get somebody who can do light language really well, I absolutely love it. I think it's activating for sure. And timelines that's a whole subject, that we could go into. Timelines is so interesting, right? Like, I talked about this on a show the other night. Or I was on Brandy's podcast from Just Waking Up, and I talked a little bit about timelines. I always reference Arkeem Ra when I talk about timelines because that dude traveled to different timelines, and I believe that we're living parallel realities. I believe we're living multiple realities on multiple, I think the soul split, but for some reason we're grounded to this reality. But I believe I definitely have, experiences in other realms, for sure, absolutely, Jennifer says, I'm drawn to light language, love to hear, but I don't speak it yet. Maybe you will someday, Gracious Sunchild says, I feel like it's quantum jumps. You sometimes, if you command light language and feel the click. Yeah, I agree with that, I don't know, guys. Should we go 3 hours, or what should we do? Like, I don't know. It's up to you guys. Like, like, if nobody calls in, I might just end it in a couple of minutes because we went to 2 hours, and like, I don't know. Like, I'm kind of running out of steam. Tomorrow I have Olivia James, and I was supposed to have Margie K, but she didn't verify yet, so I'm not sure if that's happening. But I mean, we'll see. But Olivia James for tomorrow for sure. Olivia already verified, so that'll be a good show. Yeah, I just totally lost my steam. If anybody wants to call in, let's we'll do the last round of calls right now. If anybody wants to call in, this is your last chance to call. Like, it's 573-877-7637. Otherwise, I'm gonna pack it up and go to bed for the night because I just took an edible. So plus I want to go smoke. I'm actually gonna go smoke a blunt, and I can't do it inside here, Starseed Faluda says, sorry, dude. No, you're fine. You were great. You're okay. You're okay. It was a great call. You didn't drain me. I think I'm just Jason says, how's that THC barbecue sauce going? I haven't used it all yet. I'm waiting for something good to put it on, I thank you, Jason. That's amazing. I got what strain tonight? I just got this stuff. It's called it's that THC Ace. It's called Not Your Son's Weed or Not Your Dad's Weed or something like that. Yeah, it's THC blunts, so that's what I'll be doing tonight, when I get off the phone. And I think for some reason that the girl I'm talking to is pissed at me because she's not answering me. So it's worrying me a little bit, like, I don't know what she's pissed about, but I think she's obviously mad because she's not answering me at all. And that worries me. Honestly, that makes me uneasy, Joyful Jennifer says, Hindu Kush pre-rolls. That sounds amazing. Derek says, my one encounter that I can remember that I had with non-human intelligence, aka NHI, two entities said, not even the language of light will save humanity. Wow. Joyful Jennifer says, yeah, don't go chasing. You're right. Yeah, I'm not going to sweat it. You know what I mean? I do like this girl a lot. I really do. I really like this girl a lot. I always fall for, but I know this girl, I really, she's definitely very special. She's beyond special, No, I don't think she's on her thing. I don't think she's on her thing. So I think she's just, maybe mad at me for one reason or another, You know. Diane says she likes a guy who chases her. I think all women do, right? What is zero? What is that like scissor? Is that like a form of scissor? Is that like lean? Remember that song, "Sipping on some scissor, sipping on some scissor." I don't know what made me just do that. It's late. I'm losing my mind. Does anybody want to call? Does anybody want to call in? You know what I mean? Well, let's do one more call for the night. Let's see. I'm going to start calling people out to call in. Joyful Jennifer, let's see. Let's have you call in. You can end the night on a positive note. No, you don't have to call in. 573-877-7637. If anybody wants to call in, you can be the last caller of the night. You can end this on a positive note. We went pretty hard on the Epstein Files tonight, you know. And I just want to say, guys, you know, like, I do think we need to take action. I think we're at a very crucial point in time in our history, and we cannot let this stand. We cannot let these people abuse and mutilate and torture and butcher kids and women and get away with it. You know what I mean? Because it's not the rich families that this is happening to. It's not the elite families that this happened to. It's happening to your neighbors. It's happening to everybody around you. So you need to take a look in the mirror and say, am I going to let this stand? Am I going to let people like Jeffrey Epstein go by and murder and rape people and torture people? And God knows what else. You know what I mean? Satanic rituals. The shit that's coming out in the Epstein Files is absolutely hideous. You know what I mean? It's absolutely hideous. And I think we need to make a stand. You know what I mean? I think we're at a time and point where we need to literally, like, you know, say no more, motherfucker. You know what I mean? And these people need to face the wrath for what they're doing. You know, I mean, who the fuck wants the little kids and shit like that? It's fucking disgusting. You know what I mean? It's like, what is wrong with these people? We have a call. Okay, here we go. Hello?
Dun, dun, la.
Hello, you're live on the air. Who's calling, please?
It's Joyful Jennifer. You told me to call.
Yeah, I already, you know what? I already knew it was you. When I first heard your voice, I knew it was you right away. How are you doing, Jen?
I'm doing good. Happy Friday, everybody.
Yeah, it's good to hear you. You know, how are you?
I'm good. We just got done eating some pasta, and we went to our favorite restaurant, and it's always tons of food, so it's always buy one meal, get one free type of deal.
Oh,
so
that's
we just ate, and we were thinking about watching a movie, and then I was going to plug in my phone, and I went, oh my gosh, Rob's still on? I looked at Kurt, and I went, oh my gosh, what's he doing on? So of course, you know me, nosy. So I jumped on, and I'm like, you guys are talking. And then you all, well, one more call tonight. Here I
am. That's awesome. So what was your meal? What did you have? What did you have? I love food. I'm a foodie.
It was a piña, and you had a choice of you could do chicken, shrimp. I forget what the other choice was. Oh, wait, they got the sink going. Let me move over here so you don't have to listen to my sink. Anyway, so, and then with the piña, it has asparagus, artichoke, I think there was tomatoes in it too. They were cooked tomatoes. They weren't like fresh. And then, oh my gosh, they had parsley, and then the sauce I picked was pesto. They had choice of.
I love pesto sauce.
Alfredo.
Pesto sauce is a hidden gem.
I do too. And Rob, and you know pesto, it's really varies because you never know. Some people make it too sweet or too spicy, where it's like, hey, you get that aftertaste, but it was perfect. And what was even better was like the next day. And I'm trying not to reheat my food in the microwave anymore because, especially Julia, she's so great. She says, don't eat your food in the microwave. So I'm trying not to do that. And so now I've been doing is reheating food in skillets. You know, like put it on the stovetop.
Yeah.
You could do it in the oven, but you still get that metal taste. And I was using that air fryer, the same thing. I still get that metal taste. But I'm telling you guys, go back to the tried and true. Get out your skillets, turn on your burners, and let it heat up. Slowly, be patient, and it tastes like they just cooked it out of the oven, right?
That sounds delicious.
Taste like we were at the restaurant tonight, you guys? It did, I swear it did.
That's
so anyway,
awesome.
so that was really positive. It was like I went out to dinner, but I didn't, and I didn't have to cook. It was great.
That's awesome. Like
everybody likes, anyone that cooks likes a night off, especially when it tastes just like you cooked it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
yeah.
Hell yeah. So, what, Jen? Have you been looking into these Epstein files, and what do you think about? Isn't this crazy? Isn't it? It's absolutely insane.
I think it's about time that it's unfolded. It's revealed. It's been. I mean, I could think of a couple years back they were making movies about child abductions. I can think of a movie with Denzel Washington that was talking. It was with that sweet little blonde girl. She's probably an adult by now because I don't really watch movies like you guys. What's her name? Dakota Fanning, is that right?
Dakota Fanning.
She was in that movie Dreamer with Kirk Russell. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Anyway, she's a little kid with Denzel Washington, and he saved her. It was horrible. I don't even want to talk about it. Everybody knows that movie. It was the most horrible ending. He basically trades his life for the girls. Wow. It was awful. It was one of those, and I think it was like Middle East. Where was it?
Master C in the chat says "Man on Fire." I believe that's the name of the movie, "Man on Fire."
Yeah, was it called "Man on Fire"? Yep, that was it, Rob. It was intense. I can only watch those movies every once in a great while because I swear, you guys, that stays with me for a long time.
Tell your husband and family I said hi. Tell your husband and family I said hello.
Oh yeah, hey Rob, say hi. Say hello to the millions of people listening, right?
I wish, right?
Yeah, hello from the fam out to everyone out there. Yeah, you guys, I'm just as angered. I am disgusted. I want justice. I want justice for everyone that's ever had to deal with any level of what is being revealed at this moment in time. Yeah. I mean, I'm actually, it's, I don't have the word to say. Relieved is not the word. I'm sit in gratitude for exposure, for justice for all the people that have been affected through lifetimes, our ancestors, everyone that's been affected by the horrible insanity of these monsters that do this to.
Yeah, and that's what they are too.
Whatever, it don't matter.
Yeah,
it's a sickery. It's sick and wrong. There's nothing else. There's no other way to describe it, in my opinion. It's sick and wrong, and it needs to be stopped, and it's coming to an end. And you know, I've said this before, and we've talked through texts and things, Rob. Justice will be done. The towers are all falling. They're all falling, and you know, there's more ugliness to come.
Yeah, I hope they figure out. You know, I have a feeling this goes really deep. I feel like Epstein was just like one person, and there's probably a lot of Epsteins out there, you know, that we don't know about, and that's what's scary. You know what I mean?
You nailed it. You nailed it. I think there's a lot more Epsteins out there, and I think there's a lot of innocent beings that are going to be found because of it. It's a disgrace. And we can talk about the Epsteins, we can talk about the mobs, we can talk about, they're just sick people. I don't understand people that can take control and hurt others. It's a sick mind. Yeah. That would do anything like that to animals and children, and it's not just children, it's adults and teenagers, and I don't care. They don't really care, do they?
No, they don't. They're
sick and wrong.
It's like and
they're going to be exposed. They will all be exposed.
You know what, Jennifer? It's like when they send out people to war. Like, these elites don't send their kids out to war. It's always like our families that go to war for the elites. You know what I mean? And it's been happening that way for hundreds of years. You know, like, it's like their kids don't get killed in war, but like our people do. Our people come back sick. Our people come back injured. Our veterans come back. Like, you know, that's the one thing that people don't talk about enough of is our veterans. You know what I mean? And what they've done for the country, and like what they have to deal with coming back from wars that they fought for the elites. You know, it's crazy.
The lies that they were told, and the brain brainwashing for them to become these soldiers. And when they're out on the fronts, I mean, how many movies have we seen? The human soul that unfolds when things evolve. I mean, how many stories that people dig in deep and they see that they took pauses and they had nothing. One had tobacco and one had the paper, and they paused so they could meet together and share their supplies so they could have one more smoke before they killed each other. I mean, that's reality, people. That's what goes on.
Yeah. Timbo in the audience says, exactly, Rob. They've shown us what they think of us just by this fact alone. Yeah, I agree. You know, they do. They treat us like we're chattel or cattle, you know, like it's like, you know, it's crazy because the elites think they're like a class above us, but they use special warfare and tactics to divide us. You know what I mean? They absolutely do.
Yeah. We need to give them a different name because they don't deserve to be called elites. They should be called monsters because that's exactly what they are. They're monsters that have taken advantage of their power through money and the fact that they played some game on us all. And we were naive, and we took the bait, and we took the programming, and now we know. Now we know, and now we're here to expose. And I hope every single one of them get found out for their sick and wrong doings. Every single one of them. Yeah. In this lifetime, I'm going to see quite a few before I go.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Well, this was amazing,
and
Jennifer. Yeah, like I didn't mean to bring I didn't mean to bring the vibe down. I know you're really high vibe. Like, and that's why I wanted you to call.
No, hey, you know what? It goes both ways, guys. It goes both ways. You know, there's ugliness and there's a lot of joy in there. So you got a choice. You can either spend your time listening to all the ugliness goes on, or you can actually fill your life with joy and make something of it. And that's exactly what we're doing. We got caught up in all the trickery and the bickering, the comparison and the competitiveness and the toxicity of addictions and all of it. And the judgment and all of it. I mean, I could go on and on and on, and they'd be right in the back going, yep, we sure did. And then we just decided we're not doing it anymore. And, you know, we all fall back. It takes practice. It took practice to have ugly, bad behaviors, just as it's going to take practice to get out of it and turn it around. And they like to say that what I do is I teach them how to be better people. And that's what we're all trying to do. Anyone that's enlightened or awakened to what they willingly or unwillingly have done or allowed to happen to them, then they sit and they look at it. And that's what I've been doing all this time. People want to know, oh, what am I doing? Well, I'm not doing anything other than what I project. I sit with myself. I look at the day and how I can make it a better day than it was yesterday. And I'm human, and I get angry and mad and sad and glad just like everybody does. But I try to take the majority of my time and make use of it. And I'm struggling. I need some go-go juice because I look around where I don't feel like doing any of this. I just want to sit outside and gaze at the sun all day.
Yeah.
And really, that's really what I've been doing lately.
Well, wait, Jen, I got to ask you about that.
I have chores to do, and I have things to do. So, you know, just like everybody else.
I got to ask you that. Are you still having your orb encounters?
Oh, my gosh. It's even getting more and more. And, Rob, and now I finally figured out how to do it kind of on my phone. Julia helped me on one of her lives. She actually accidentally hit like a green screen, and then it showed her pictures in the background. I'm like, oh, that's what I need to learn how to do.
Yeah, you know, if you want me to,
as I go.
If you want me to, if we can somehow get a, you know, if we can get like somehow like a compilation of those, you know, I could show them on, you know, I could make a small video and show like your orb encounters or something. I don't know how we would do that, but I mean, you've had some pretty amazing shots of orbs, right?
I do, and what I want to do is put it like on my computer so you guys are going to have to help me out. Like, am I supposed to be on my phone and then put the pictures on the laptop? How would I do that where I could interact at the same time and flip through and show and actually interact with my pictures? Because to me,
you know what, Jen?
And show you guys things that you can't see with your naked eye.
Jason just said email and make a slideshow. You should talk to Jason. Jason really knows that stuff.
I know. I already told Jason I need a cameraman. He just lives in Illinois and I'm in California. See the problem?
That is far. Yeah, that is far.
Yeah. And Jason never sleeps and he's always helping everyone but their mothers. I mean, seriously. You know how he is. Yeah,
he's a good dude. Yeah, he's a good person. Yeah.
So I'm like, Jason, if you have like any time whatsoever, I mean, I'll make it worth your while.
There you go, Jason.
But I do. I'm not a techie. So.
Yeah.
But one of these days, Rob, it's coming. It's coming. Like anything, I don't know for you guys, but 225 about put me out. It almost took me out. It was tense.
Yeah.
It was really tense. I moved through a lot. I released a lot. I grew a lot of insight. Every day is a growing day. I'll always be a student. And whatever I can teach from what I've learned, not teach, say I'm a teacher, but meaning, pass on what I call the ripple effect. That's what I'm here to do. You're supposed to share your knowledge or it gets wasted.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah.
And I really believe in that rule. If you don't have anything good to say, try not to say anything at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there are ugly things that you do have to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. It's like we got to expose it all.
It goes both ways, so you do want to talk about it, but you don't want to. It's hard not to pass judgment on something like this. I'm sorry, it's sick and wrong. That's the way I see it. It's hard for me to have any kind of middle ground on any kind of subject that has to do with that kind of control and power over animals, humans, whatever. It don't matter. It's just cruel and it's inhumane, period.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
There's a lot of uglier words that we can use, but like you said, let's leave it on an upbeat, which is, I know for a fact justice will be done. Some of us will be able to see a lot of it. Some of us won't. But justice will always be done. Always. Whether you believe it or not. I really hate to think what those souls are going to be enduring for how many lifetimes for what they've done in this lifetime. Ooh,
that's a good point. That's a really good point. I hope they
believe it.
I hope they have horrible karma. Yeah, I hope they have horrible karma. Honestly, that's a good point, Jen. I never thought about that.
Listen, you don't have to wish nothing bad on anybody. Trust me. Just think about it. Just think about it. To have to feel what you've done to people. That's what these people are going to have to endure. Plus, far worse than what they've done to anyone. Yeah. I can't even consume that thought because I've been here for 2,487 lifetimes. I don't think they're all sweet. Oh no, I don't. There's a reason why I've been here that long, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
lesson learning. So you all evolve. I don't know. I listened to something with Liz Cross today. I'm going to bring it up because I think everybody should listen to it.
I love Liz Cross.
Liz Cross. I listened to her and Mr. Reality. They were talking about, Jen, I just went blank. Elizabeth Taylor and all her relationships. Since we're talking about the leveling and people's karma, because that's what we're talking about right here.
Wait, Jen. Jen, I got to tell you this. Yeah. This is I'm sorry. We just put a pin in that 1 second because I got to tell you this. Like, I was watching Redacted the other day, and they were and this wasn't the only someone else told me about this too. That they said that Michael Jackson is actually innocent, believe it or not, and that he was trying to keep people.
I totally believe him.
Listen to this. He was trying to keep people.
Innocent.
he was trying to keep people away supposedly from Epstein, and I guess he found out how corrupt the industry was, and supposedly they turned against him and they made him look like a pedo. Yeah. That's the rumor that's going around. That's the new theory that's going around, that the industry turned on him and made him look like a child molester. What do you think about that?
That's exactly what they did. He was invited, like so many people get invited, and he saw what was going on, and then they do what they do to everyone. They silence them the best way that they know how. They ruin them. And that's exactly what they tried to do to Michael. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there that believe it. And all the people that were there with him at Netherlands, I can't remember all the names, Corey Feldman, I think it was Macaulay Culkin. All of these people have said, no, we did nothing but had a great time and played games, and he was nothing but like a big brother. And they try to turn it into something nasty and ugly because that's what they do. And that's exactly what people do. That's exactly the pattern, and it's crystal clear as we speak about it, everyone. Hurt people. Ugly people will what? They will project it, and they will use others as a scapegoat to reject the attention onto them. And that's exactly what they do with the news and the media. They how about this? God bless her. There's somebody's mother that got taken, and she's a sweet little lady.
Savannah Guthrie. Savannah
okay,
Guthrie.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. She's just as important as your grandma, my grandma, or anybody's grandma that's happened to in this lifetime. But yet they're putting a lot of attention on this lady. It's nothing but a distraction, just like all the celebrities and all that kind of stuff too.
Yeah. What were you going to say about Elizabeth Taylor? I sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Okay. So anyway, so Liz, so Mr. Reality, he asked really great questions. So he was asking, why is it that she had all these relationships and the addictions and all that? And I'm sure everyone in the audience will agree. Liz Taylor said it started out to be a party thing, and then it just became an addiction like everything does with anyone. Oh, I'll just have a smoke, right? I'll just have a smoke. No, then you're buying a pack of smoke. Then you're smoking a pack every couple of days. Then maybe you go to a couple parties on the weekend, you smoke 2 packs of cigarettes. Now you're buying smokes on a regular basis.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah, I got to quit.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens. But going back to Liz Taylor, so they were also asking, as a child star, what was Hollywood like? And she was talking about it. She said, as a child, I guess she was born in Europe, and then her parents moved to Los Angeles, and then that's how she got into movies. And she was from the get-go. And then you guys know, this is Liz probing her for questions. So what she shared was that when she was a child, she was a natural performer. So she just put on shows for the adults, and she got good at it. Like to Hollywood, somebody must have said, "Hey, you should put her in Hollywood. She'd be really good at that." So obviously they moved to LA, and then she's a child star. Well, as she became a teenager, the potential was that she was a beautiful, beautiful woman. Was she not? Most of the women in that era just were gorgeous. I mean, the list. All you have to do is look up Audrey Hepburn. Who else?
Marilyn Monroe.
Doris Day. There you go. Marilyn Monroe. I can't remember. She fell off a ship. Natalie Wood. The list goes on. Raquel Welch. Sophie Loren. I mean, these are all the actresses that I watched as a kid. Anyhow, getting back to Elizabeth Taylor. So she was a sex symbol, and she used that to her advantage. She played the game in Hollywood. She had what they wanted, so she played them as they played her. But who plays who? They all were played, right?
Yeah.
And how did Elizabeth's life really turn out? So did she really play the game? Well, everybody could say, well, she was a queen. She was she was named a dame before she died. She's Dame Elizabeth Taylor. She's a dame, but look at what she went through to be a dame. So as Mr. Reality, he asked, well, where is she on the scale? Because, after you pass on, where does she have to sit, and what is her karma? When does she come back? Well, she's already planning to come back as a star again.
Wow. That's
so
crazy.
What has she learned, Rob? What is she learning? Not really a lot, is she?
Yeah, not nothing. Right?
She's gonna go play. She's gonna go play that. She's already planned to go play the Hollywood game again. I don't know if there's going to be a Hollywood game, but. And the other thing was, I'm not sure because I don't know the level of a soul, but they said she's a 2. That's pretty way down there. And she's Elizabeth Taylor. So what does that say, people? Do you really need to be a star and have 8 horrible relationships and have an alcohol addiction, but you're Elizabeth Taylor? I don't think it was really worth it to her. What do you guys think?
I don't think so either. I don't really.
But anyway, again, this is just a little bit. That's just a touch on the show. Watch it. It was fascinating. I was like, wow. I just think the whole probing thing is really unbelievable, and I'm very intrigued by Liz Cross. Just as a general statement, she's amazing.
She is.
So I'm always want to listen to that. But that was kind of a surprise for me. Now that I see things differently, I can see that perspective and how she explained it. But again, watch the show. The explanation and the questions are way more detailed than I could ever explain in this 5-minute conversation we're having. I don't know. I've probably been talking for 15, knowing me.
Let me see how long you've been. See, it says I can't tell. It's off. Like, but I love it, Jen. Like, I'm so glad you called in. I guess maybe I'll do one more call because we're, yeah. Thanks for calling in, Jen. This was awesome. Do you have any final words for the audience before you go, or anything you want to say?
Well, you know me. I'm always going to say, you know what, you guys, be good to yourself. You're doing the best that you can. We all are going to evolve and unfold and reveal things at what I guess the universe thinks we're ready for. So, you know what, I went through hurry, gotta find this. I was obsessed with knowledge. I went through the crazy mind, and yeah, it was really tough, but I would say to anyone, slow down. Just slow down, breathe. I don't think you have to do any intense meditation. That's all a choice. But, go outside, go for walks, look up. Day or night, there's a lot of neat stuff. The veil is spinning, folks, and if you're tapping in, you're going to see more than your mind is ready for. But yet, it is, because you're not going to see things and feel things until you're ready for it. And it is work. I didn't get here by chance. I've worked really hard to get here, folks. My awakening was in 2019, but like I've said on a previous show, I came in with a moral compass. I did. And I knew what was right and wrong, and there were times where I picked right, and there were times I picked wrong. And I'm just trying to pick right now. And that is when I pick myself, when I start doing things that are good for me instead of things that aren't good for me.
Yeah.
And that's people, places, and things. And that's the best place to start. Start with you. Always start with you. And it's an ongoing thing. And, I don't want to say healing. What you're doing is you're learning more about yourself. You're not healing. You're just learning about the good decisions you made and not so good decisions, and the not so good people you hung out with or came from, and the good people that have crossed your path. And those are the experiences that you want to take from, and then decide what you want to continue, what you want to let fall. And trust me, people will just fall away from you naturally. It doesn't have to be forcefully, because I did. I forced a lot of things, And I'm not like that anymore. And that's when you go from being a reactionary to a responding. You slow down, you think about it. Instead of giving people an answer, say, you know what, I want to think about it. And there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to be quick and decide right away. Hey, give yourself a little time. So slow down. That's what I'm doing from now on. I slow down, and I'll get back to you. I'll let you know.
That's awesome.
I'll let you know.
That's a mic drop. That's a mic drop moment, Jen. And Wendy Hall. I don't know if you know this woman, Wendy Hall Umstead, in the chat said thank you, Jen, and from Facebook. You know, she said.
My pleasure. My pleasure, Wendy. Listen, we're two of the same. We got the same goals. We just want to get better. We want to help people along the way. And that's the whole idea, folks. I'm not better, and I'm no worse than anybody else. I'm just joyful Jennifer, and I'm just trying to make my next step a little bit better than it was yesterday.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for calling in, Jen. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You bet, Rob. I love you. I love you so much. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for providing a platform for people to have a voice and to just speak what's on their mind from their heart. And that's what I am, guys. I'm just all heart. I'm just a being just like you, trying to navigate this experience the best that I know. And you know what? I'm going to stumble and fall, but the difference is that I don't have no guilt and shame now. I'm okay with that. You know what? I made a lot of stupid choices, but I try not to repeat those. And you will too. So be nice to yourself and go take a bubble bath and have your favorite drink or whatever. You know, I mean, do those good things for you. I should do that. I just suggested it. I should do that, right? I should go do that right now. Go draw me a bath and have a bubble bath. That sounds delicious, doesn't it?
It does. It sounds good. Yeah. I don't have any bubbles. I got to get some bubbles.
Make your own bubbles, Rob.
Yeah. I'll find some in the grocery store. You know, I gotta do that. I haven't thought about doing that. It's a good idea. Okay, I'm gonna probably get rolling here, Jen. Okay, so thank you so much for calling in, Jen.
Listen, Mom.
Say hello to the family again, and
sweetheart.
take care. All right.
I will.
That was an amazing call, guys. That was Joyful Jennifer. And she really set an example for, I think, like how people should like live their life. You know what I mean? Like she said, she's someone who's experienced it all, and she's experienced regret, and she's just like, you know, I think that's probably a good place to end it for tonight. What do you guys think? Or should we take one more call? What do you think? What do you think we should do? Should we? I mean, if one more person, we got a call. We got a call. Hold on. Let's take one more call. There's another call. Hello, you're live on the air.
Hello, Conspiracy Theorist podcast.
Yeah, hi. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good. How can I? What's going on?
All right. So I was thinking about this one 9/11 conspiracy.
Go ahead. Yeah, that's awesome.
All right. So I'm thinking that the Jews did 9/11.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, well, that's a ongoing theory that there was the dancing Israelis and stuff like that. Yeah, like,
the dancing Israelis.
Yeah, but
and that fuel can't burn the metal.
Wait, what is it?
That jet fuel, when it burns, it can't melt metal.
Wow. So you think there was like improvised explosives inside?
Yes, that's what I think. I think there was it was pre-planned, like a pre-planned event.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah. Why do you think they did it though? What do you think the goal was? Like, what do you think their ultimate plan was?
I mean, it's like to send a message, and like there was like three planes that hit that were that got hijacked.
Well, there was two planes. There was two. Well, okay. So wait, I think there was four altogether. So, no, wait, there was three. So okay, so two hit the towers, and then one came down here where I'm at. I'm in Pittsburgh. One came down in Somerset because the story was that these guys, they took over the hijackers, but then the plane ended up crashing, excuse me, and the plane crashed here in Somerset, but 2 planes actually supposedly hit the towers. And then did you ever hear the conspiracy theory that people say that those planes were holograms? I mean, I don't think that's true. I think there were real planes. I think there were real people inside there, and I think there were real hijackers, but I just don't know what their motives were. You know what I mean? A lot of people say that those hijackers were from Saudi Arabia, and it's crazy that the United States has an ongoing relationship with Saudi Arabia, you know. And then also, if you ask the remote viewer that was on Coast to Coast AM, he says Mohammed Atta, one of those main hijackers, is still alive today in Saudi Arabia. How is that possible?
Yeah, like when one of the planes hit the Pentagon, it hit the building department, and somehow a ton of dead just got instantly. The records just got instantly like wiped.
Yeah,
I don't know. That was like another important key detail about how that all the dead are gone.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question, man. How old are you? You sound like you're younger.
Yeah, I'm 15.
You're what?
I'm 15.
No.
I'm into conspiracy.
That's hilarious. Wait, do your parents allow you to watch this show? I hope you're, you know, this is just shows for like people 18 and older, but like, I hope your parents allow you to be, you know, calling and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I don't want you to get in trouble.
Yeah, my parents are calling.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, thanks so much for calling, man. And, you know, and thank you for your interest in the show, and stay cool on the conspiracy theories. And remember, they're just theories. We got to prove them, right? So, you know, but thank you for your interest, and take care. That kid said he was 15 years old and he's into conspiracies. Holy shit. Like, you know, like this is an 18 and over show. You know what I mean? I'm glad he's interested, you know what I mean? But Timbo says props to that kid. Keep researching. Yeah. I just didn't think it was right that I take a call from a 15-year-old kid, you know? I mean, I guess it's okay. You know, as long as his parents are okay with it, I don't want no pushback. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, you know, they do need direction. So Brooke said we gotta steer them the right way. We do. The kids do need direction, right? You know, and if these kids are awake, though, think about this. That's great if some of these kids are awake. You know, like if these kids are awake, that's what we need, right? You know, because I'm always complaining that like not enough people are involved that are younger in this stuff. You know, so you know. I don't know. Oh, we got another call. Oh, holy shit. People are really starting to call now. Hold on. Here we go. Hello, you're live on the air. Hello, you're live on the air.
Prosciutto and melon? You got prosciutto and melon over there?
What's up, man?
Yo, prosciutto and melon!
Guys, this is Rock Castaldo calling. What's up, man? How you doing? Oh, he hung up. That was Rock Castaldo pranking us. Like, that's hilarious. Like, that's so funny. Like, he's the only one that said, me and him joke around about that. Like, that's our joke. We always joke around. Like, so I know that was him. Like, that, I know that was him for sure. That's hilarious. Like, oh man. All right. Well, you know, I'm trying to think of what to do. We've been going 2 hours and 45 minutes. Maybe I'll just call it a night, you know. We had like six or seven calls, you know what I mean? We had some really good calls tonight. I think the best call of the night was Joyful Jennifer, you know. Michelle brought some really good information, but like Joyful Jennifer had a really good positive outlook on everything, you know what I mean? I mean, everybody's call was great. I'm appreciative of everybody that called in, you know what I mean? So, you know, like I really am. And, you know, I love you all. And I think I'm going to go smoke a blunt now and then go to sleep. So, okay, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. And tomorrow is Olivia James, and tomorrow's Olivia James. And if Margie K verifies, Margie K. But those are the two that I supposedly have lined up for tomorrow. Olivia James verified, so I think that's tomorrow at like 3 p.m. Eastern. And then I don't know about Margie K yet. So, all right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. I love you all. Thank you all for tuning in, and have a good night, everybody. And until next time.